Round one. Go!
Welcome. It is time for round one, the official Capcom Pro Tour pre-game show. That's right, the Pro Tour is back. Premier League football's back. I'm having the best time right now. This weekend, it is NA East 1, and myself, Logan Sama, and F-Word are going to be guiding you through.
Listen, let's not talk about Premier League football, for one. Guys, we got a lot to get through today. Some exciting stuff to show you. Let's kick things off with the voice, the one and only voice of the NYC.
What's NLBC like for SF5 right now? I mean, just off the rip, all I see is hunger off the rip. I mean, automatically when you just go in there, you could just sense that aura that everybody wants to kill you. I mean, I started entering the locals towards the end. You just see people that you regularly don't see that's giving you trouble. That's how you know that that's definitely a breeding ground for killers. But that's definitely what I see there. It's just hunger and growth every single time. I mean, you've seen all the champions come out of there, going there and coming out of there. And I mean, iDom is definitely the best in the world currently, and look where he resides. So that says a lot. Oh, man. Let's see. iDom gatekeeping. I mean, look, and especially in the situation that we're in now, I feel like you need to get as much experience as possible. And again, to keep your sword sharp. To be honest with you, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to bump into this guy anyway. So you might as well just step your game up. Now, mind you, I could see it from the other end. If he wins, he ain't going to collect the bread because obviously he's already qualified, right? And then if he wins, it goes to second place. But at the end of the day, don't you got to beat the best in order to be the best? If he wants to see what's going on there in terms of who stepped their game up or who to look out for, I feel like it's only right for iDom to enter. So it's cool. It's cool with me. When it comes to KnuckleDo and iDom, that first off, that's actually been going on for a while. It's just you're kind of getting to see it more on the live side of things. I always asked iDom, and I always tell him, like, yo, man, who's the most problematic in the building right now? And this is an East Coast throwdown as well. He actually did say KnuckleDo. He actually hates the matchup with Guile. And then the thing about KnuckleDo is he makes a lot of random defensive decisions. Jump back shorts on the grabs. He will throw the flash kick at you. You think he's going to throw sonic booms at you, but he's actually throwing mad normals at you. He's pretty random. And that's pretty much key in order to throw off iDom's offense. You've seen him in the online NLBCs where KnuckleDo was a champ, I think like 2 times, 3 times before iDom actually took it back. But it's pretty interesting because KnuckleDo is one of those players that actually counters iDom's calm but explosive play out of nowhere. KnuckleDo actually keeps that in check. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. iDom doesn't even need to enter the CPT. He could be on load management right now if he really wants to. So, but it's still going to be interesting because I know for sure they're going to bump into each other in the online world. Well, I mean, in case of Smug missing in action, I don't think it's going to hurt him too much because even though he hasn't been entering the tournaments, he actually has been keeping his sword sharp in terms of playing on the online. I mean, he's comfortable, you know what I'm saying? It's still 2 out of 3s when you play online, right? So in his case, I would feel like it's just, it all comes down to character selection. G and Balrog, he should be all right. But yeah, man, give a shout out to the senior citizens at NLBC. To the senior citizens at NLBC, I mean, give a shout out to Arturo, of course, Sanford Kelly, Lee Chung, Chris Hugh, me. I guess, I just started entering towards the end. I got a little more confident with the guild, especially when I switched to V-Trigger 1. Everybody's pretty much familiar with Sanford and Arturo, and I feel like they bring a lot to the table. There's a lot of knowledge and wisdom. I feel like they've done a lot of justice for NLBC, especially since they are like the first guard of NLBC when it came to Street Fighter 4, and you always saw these guys in the grand finals and stuff like that. With along with Dominion. So for those guys to actually still compete with the Young Bucks is remarkable. I mean, you see how Sanford, he's in and out of love with Street Fighter 5, but the competition is so strong that sometimes it doesn't even matter. So one that really attracts me, and it's crazy because I actually see his streams from time to time, is Hoji. He plays Cody. I see everybody talk about him. Like, yo, man, Hoji's Cody. And I'm like, yo, who is this guy? And then I actually be watching his streams, and I'm like, okay, I see. But he's really good, pretty explosive, and it's definitely one guy you want to look out for. Okay. So let me see. My underdogs, my dark horses are the CPT. Well, let me just predict on who's gonna win right now in terms of doing well online. I would have to say iDom, KnuckleDo for sure, the favorites. The underdogs, I would have to say Shine and Rob TV. Rob TV has definitely been stepping his game up. People don't know this. I've actually been keeping an eye on a lot of the stuff he's been doing, and you can actually see the improvement as he's playing. You know what I mean? He's playing more faster pace. He understands the little intricacies in terms of making decisions and just the little things that really makes you a top Street Fighter 5 player. And, Shine is like always one of the stronger players, but you don't really see him shine a while, no pun intended. These guys are so comfortable with the online realm right now that I feel like the ball is in their court. Well, depending on who they face, right? Because out of iDom and Do, I'm gonna have to go with New York City, man, with Kawhi East, Dave Leonard, Kawhi Leonard, Dave East, iDom, man. I'm gonna have to go with him. Just off the simple strength, the simple fact that he's just that damn good right now, on and off.
My guy Yipes breaking it down for you. We're going to be speaking to a lot of people today, bringing you those exclusive interviews. Let's get into the next one. A man that used to be one of the biggest threats on the East Coast, but he has relocated. We hit up Punk for his thoughts on who we need to be looking out for in NA East 1 today.
I feel like it's very hard. Being only to participate in 2 tournaments only is very hard to qualify, especially like it being online. Like, I feel like only 2 events is so hard. And there's only 20 people, I think, this year that's going to be in Capcom Cup. So that's very, very low. I think that I could be able to do it, but I'm not 100% sure. Capcom Cup will be very weird without 32 people there. So I will feel pressure for myself when the time comes because, I just want to make it into Capcom Cup because, it's not even being cocky. I know that if the season was regular, it would be no doubt in my mind that I would qualify 100%. With everything how it is now, I may not qualify, which is okay, I guess, for me, since I know that, like, to me, I feel like this season is not a real season. It's kind of Capcom they want to, just help the community out and just give them something to look forward to pretty much. Just keep our competitive spirits going. So to me, it's not that much pressure, but of course I still want to win. So when the time comes to compete in the tournament, I'm going to feel all the pressure on me. So I'll just have to wait till then to see. But in general, I feel like pressure is very low, since how everything is right now. Of course, you have the obvious names to check out for in the East. The KnuckleDo. iDom is entering for some reason. I don't know why he's already in Capcom Cup, but I'm all with it because I would do the same thing. So I'm with that. You have, of course, like Smug. Maybe, I'm not really sure if Smug will enter. He's very weird with online tournaments. He never entered CPT online in the past, so I'm not very sure if Smug will enter. You have people like Sean, of course, but I feel like in the online world lately, there's been a lot of people who's been coming up. I've been running Beta Bash. I watch Next Level Online sometimes, and there's a lot of players that I think people should be looking out for. Like people like Zeferino has been coming up lately, even though Sagat will probably never win a tournament. You have like Space Boy with Sakura. He's been looking really good lately. DR Mandrake, who is my personal favorite. I love Urian players, and Mandrake is probably my favorite Urian because he has all the setups. So I think the Urians, you have Rushdown, Prophet, Burkish is a guy that I think actually has a very good chance to actually qualify because he's been doing very, very good. Every online event I see him participate in. So I think that he's a very good pick to win, or like maybe iDom will win and say, I guess second place will go get the chance to qualify. So maybe that will happen. Even Rob TV, I think Rob TV has been leveling up pretty good. Dual Kevin has gotten a lot better. There are a lot of players on the East Coast right now. It's a very unpredictable tournament in my opinion, especially with online as a factor too. So I feel like all those players have really great chances to win, and I'm actually excited to see it. My predictions on the NA East is so unpredictable of a tournament because I've seen KnuckleDo get smoked in some of these online tournaments and not even make top 8. I've seen iDom even get smoked in sometimes and not get top 8. I don't think I've ever seen Smug get top 8. I think these tournaments can be very, very unpredictable. Maybe Sanford will enter, and I think Sanford has been steadily improving lately. So I hope to see Sanford in that tournament. Of course, Sean is always a threat. He has his times where he wins the online tournaments too. As I said before, Burkish. It's very unpredictable, but for sure I expect KnuckleDo to qualify because for some reason I think he's the best. Outside of iDom, they are the best 2 top players in online. the online environment. You know, KnuckleDo connection is horrendous, by the way. You know, I love KnuckleDo, but when I was on the East Coast, his connection is horrendous. Also, CJ Truth, I think, is a very slept on player, maybe because he doesn't travel a lot, but he qualified for Capcom Cup in 2018 at the very last tournament of the year, beating Tokido in grand final. So people have to remember that if CJ Truth does decide he wants to play and he comes out and enter that tournament, I would say, in my opinion, I would favor him to win the whole tournament if he does decide to enter and wants to actually play the game. Maybe iDom will win, but I'm looking forward to seeing second place because I actually believe iDom will just win. He has no pressure. So anyone who's facing iDom, I feel like they just like, bro, this dude why is he here? Like, this just added pressure to everyone else, and iDom just like, well, I'm just trying to buy some more socks, bro.
Something for the long term. It's another good start here.
That's fierce again. Nice jab interruption though from Smug.
He's really looking for that shimmy. He wants it. Target combo to interrupt. Yeah, he's trying to keep him in that corner. Love that back dash. Just keeping Rashid honest.
The light kick interruption again gets the target
Catches
combo.
the dash. Goes for the
Target
reset.
combo again.
Oh my
God!
Smug kills in one hit here, though.
Aye! The walk up, I can't believe it! And he got super. Is he gonna actually kill him? No way. He walked the entire strip. Are you serious? Oh, it's not enough.
It's an overhead low command throw.
Oh, you think you won't get command grab? But you saw when he grabbed on the low forward, thinking that Smug was thinking he was gonna wake up with a reversal so he could just go for the legs. Smug, you're a scumbag. I love it.
All right, I like how patient he's playing this game. Don't do that. Yeah, you didn't know I could neutral jump punch that, huh? That's right, I went into the lab, the laboratory. 하드엔 하드엔
Damn, that far? What is that unblocked?
That dash forward. And the jump timing is really throwing off Smug too, right? Because Tokido, he's switching up between regular jumps between those demon flips. There it is. Oh, counter hit. That's going to be a stun already. Yeah, just takes that knockdown. Meaty crush counter, and that's going to do it. A game on the board for Smug.
This back and forth is beautiful. The beautiful struggle, I like to call it.
There you have it. Punk the God and Smug the Beast. Man, these guys are back. The East Coast absolutely flooded with these kind of talents. Listen, you got to see him play. Why don't we find out what he's got to say? Because Smug is well and truly
Bars.
back. Right? You hearing me? You like that?
It's NA East. That's fitting. Let's get into it.
See, now with the online CPT, I feel like I'm going to approach it the exact way how I approach it in tournaments. When I go offline, I don't want to switch up my gameplay because a lot of people, you know, they will still be on their A game regardless wherever environment they are in. That's how I'm going to approach the same thing, you know. The only downfall to a lot of people that were really complaining about the online CPT is the lag. So that's the only thing anybody has to take into consideration. I'm going to just play like on my A game. That's it. I'm just going to really go ham when the event starts. My current rivals, man, it's actually so many people. Why? Because a lot of people are just getting better, you know? It is what it is, you know, like everybody just improving. You got a couple of names, like for example, I'll name Chris Hu again, you know, like he got me in a lab now, you know, because the way he was playing Seth, I have to go back in the lab and learn the matchup. That can happen in another tournament to anybody else, you know, dive kicks, if you don't know the matchup, you know, you're going to have a little bit of problems. A lot of Urian players are really a threat this season, too. I think all Urian players are a threat this season. I feel like the NA East, it is strong because before, the lockdown, we used to have NLBC. So it was like me, Arturo, Shine, iDom, even Sanford, it's so many people that went to next level battle circuit. And shout outs to Chris Hugh, because that dude, when Seth came out, he became a problem, okay? Shout out to Chris Hugh. I didn't forget about him. I didn't forget. That was just only in New York. But now there's people that didn't go to next level, but because now that everybody's online and they're still on the East Coast, now you have people like Zeferino, Burkish, KnuckleDo, Rob TV, Dual Kevin. Now they're all always can participate because it's still East Coast. You know what I mean? It's still in the East Coast, but it's just they weren't in New York. I feel like this competition is way too strong, and it's getting stronger and stronger. Now with this online CPT, now that everybody's playing against each other, don't feel bad if you go 0-2. You lost to like what? Who? iDom and Shine. Okay, like that's not something to be disappointed of. It's so many killers. When I enter next level, I got sent to losers by Chris Hugh. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's godlike. Now the scene is stronger because now everybody is like together. NLBC has been extremely important towards me and my career because that's where everything started, because that was the tournament where I started taking Street Fighter competitively. And I feel like without next level, I really would not be who I am today. That's why I always pay homage to Henry San, Arturo, Spooky Men, all of them, I love them guys to death. They're family, I love seeing different people from the same region I came from also exceed, like iDom. Same kind of dude, we both came from the NLBC. Now he won Capcom Cup. Like Shine, same thing, came from NLBC, he's sponsored now. That's what I'm just saying. Without that, we would not have leveled up to all of these players. We would not have leveled up our gameplay to like all the people you play all the time every week. So you have some players that I really feel like has potential that people should not sleep on. One is Shine. Shine, that dude, his Ibuki, it definitely has potential to win. I could see him getting in Capcom Cup. I could see that. Like, even Burkish, his Urian, always making like top 3 grand finals. He's another person people have to worry about, There's an Honda player named No Need to Talk. Yo, I think, in my opinion, he's the best Honda. I think so. The way he plays Honda is so solid. If you see that name, No Need to Talk, that's a Gal quote, but don't let that fool you. He's playing Honda. He put you in a mix-up if you'd have never even played him before. Just his name alone. It's so many people. Hoji, that guy, man, stepped his game up. Shout outs to Hoji, man. Wolfgang, the Blanca player. Yo. Oh, one more. Dr. African. That's another guy. Yo, his Bison. I've been playing with him recently. Yo, I've been getting washed left, right, up, down, just north, south, east, west. It was free. You know what I mean? He's ridiculous. I'm telling you, people are they are in their bag this year. They really want it. Everybody wants to win. I can see it. So what they expect from me is when the day will come. I'm just in a lab constantly. And I was in a training room with Balrog. Some people just had to get reminded. They have to be reminded that I still exist. I got my side characters on the side, and I just feel like Balrog, people have to look out for that character. What I predict for this weekend coming up, I feel like is going to be the most random top 8. There will be lag, all right? There will be lag, but you sign up for this, so it is what it is. Just play through the lag, and I feel like there's going to be some upsets. There's going to be a new winner. There's going to be hype at the same time. So that's all I can really say. That's my predictions for this upcoming tournament.
Of course, NA East 1 is the entirety of the East Coast. It's not just New York. We've got to remember Florida as well. Of course, Rob TV, as you mentioned, getting in the training lab.
Great thing about being
there
online,
alongside. Right? There's some other great players, by the way, that are involved that we haven't had the chance to speak to. Of course, KnuckleDo. We'll look at some of his highlights, but we weren't able to get hold of him.
You mentioned Burkish last week, right?
Yeah, Dual Kevin.
Dual Kev.
Down there, of course, in Florida. CJ Truth.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah.
That kid's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Is
Definitely.
He's registered. He's got.
He's in there.
Oh,
he's one to look out for.
Yes.
But we're also going to speak to another guy who has been involved in a lot of the online tournaments, Brian F. He's always got so much insightful stuff to say.
Love myself some Brian F. Yeah.
So let's hear what Brian F. has to say for himself as we count down to NA East 1 Capcom Pro Tour Online 2020. Let's get into this.
With not being able to travel this year, the approach to the season is definitely a lot different. I'm choosing different characters for certain matchups and certain players. There's a lot more choice that goes into what I'm going to do for specifically online versus offline metagame. Previously, when you play online, you usually have the idea that, okay, eventually I'm going to go offline and test these things. So I don't want to focus on an online-only strategy versus trying to employ something that I know will work better offline. Now you got to switch gears. So I know some players might have a hard time with that, but I feel like that's very important this season to switch gears and focus on the format we have right now. It's just different. And it's weird that I get to actually compete more now since there's a lot of online weeklies and stuff going on. I'm fortunate enough to be able to play an NLBC every Wednesday with a lot of great players. So I'm actually getting a lot of practice in and a lot of competition. But there's no like big summits occurring, which I definitely miss. Players from all over the world get a lot of variety, play people you never got to play before. I feel like the community really stepped it up in these times to provide avenues for us to scratch that competitive itch and stay sharp. So I still expect a lot of competition come CPT Online and for people to show up at their best. So with NLBC being definitely like a preview for CPT Online East, it does let you go into a lot of information, but people also have a lot of information on you. It's awesome that we have this weekly where everyone's showing up. I mean, the best of the best are coming to play and you get to get that experience in. But for the CPT Online portion of it, I don't think it's going to affect me that much. Like I'm not concerned about players like knowing my play style or anything. I'm just concerned with having a good day because that to me is also how NLBC is for me. You know, on a good day, like I'm getting the grand finals, right? On a bad day, I might, bust her out at 9th and you won't even see me on stream. And did Brian F even enter? iDom is still always like the pinnacle. That is always the guy you're gunning for at the end of the day. I definitely expect to see him in grand finals one way or another. But I know it gave me the confidence that any of the players in this East Coast division, I can take on a good day. Just got to make it a good one. Yeah, you know what? It's pretty interesting because I feel like the iDom story really began with Punk gatekeeping iDom in 2017, and now it feels like he's delivering onto us what Punk had delivered to him. I don't blame him though. iDom just likes to play games. Like if there's anything I learned about iDom, I've grinded like thousands of sets with him. Of all the people I met in the FGC, I've never met a dude who just wants to play as much as iDom. I mean, if Capcom allows him to play, he's allowed to play. And at the end of the day, if you want to win Capcom Cup, you're probably gonna have to beat iDom too. You can still get second to him and get in, right? I mean, you have that. I always look forward to playing him because it might be the one, So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, since season 3, I can't complain. Season 3 was the worst it could possibly get for a Balrog player, and since then it's been looking up and up. So season 4, I was like, yeah, Balrog is back. He's gonna be awesome. I may have been a little like over positive. Now I've definitely achieved that balance where it's like, all right, I have my G. I know what matchups I want to use him for. He's busted. I know when to pull him out, what players to use him against. So I'm confident in those picks and I know when to use him. And Rog got buffed again, So it's just been on the up and up for me. So I've been happy that way. I mean, you got to count your blessings every time a patch comes by. You do a little prayer first before you open the notes. So Rog this season, he's in a pretty good spot. I don't think he's like top 10 or anything, but I don't even think that even matters too much this season. I think it boils down to matchups. All the top tiers have, been adjusted a little bit to the point where it's not like they're still better, but they're not so much better that they invalidate the whole cast. Now I think it's about matchup spreads. So you just got to pick the right character for the right matchup. So Rog has his good matchups, has his bad ones. G has his good matchups, and other ones, I don't know, are they bad? I'm happy with the squad I got right now, and I'm happy I took the time investment to invest in the G and to out fundamental some more people. So the people I'm going to be concerned about for CPT NA Online East, there's going to be people like Spaceboy. If you've been paying attention, NLBC has been doing a lot of work with Sakura. Zeferino, always a threat. Been leveling up with the guy and has other backup characters he's very strong with. MetroM, super strong Vega player, going under the radar. All the Urians, if you're not familiar, there's the Urian squad who tears it up every NLBC. Prophet, Burkish, Mandrake. I mean, sometimes you got to play all three in a row. How many Aegises can you survive? If you just look at like the top 16 of every NLBC, any one of those players on any day could potentially take it. So I'm worried about all those players. I'm calling, I don't like to jinx myself, but generally I've done well in CPT online, but this one's another beast since it's winner take all. However, I've gotten to a few grand finals versus iDom and got second, so that wouldn't be too bad either. So if I got to call something, I'm saying second to iDom. Let's go.
It's the same sequence, Steve! Oh my gosh, that jump in was so much damage.
Oh, look at the
That's
stun
two
bar.
openings, right? You got 50%, now a stun. Off those two openings alone, Steve, already down to a near perfect. The throw, no, not quite. Trying to get a bait instead.
Okay, the jump back. Falk finally gets damage on the boards. Full charge on the V skill. No more
perfect.
projectiles. Got to be careful with that jump in too. A good read will get you hit. Takes the shot. The charge, just letting it go.
Okay. So V-Trigger 2 we haven't seen a lot either, and I don't think we're going to see it now, to be honest.
She just gets an ender to her combo. Okay, but it does big damage though, especially when you can use that new ender.
Oh.
As you can see the damage.
Yuji looking at almost a full V-Trigger. Nice escape option there from Shine.
Nice.
The Mugen, the commitment off the roundhouse.
And the punish, there's the throw, Shine in control. Nice little shimmy right there. Confirm off the counter hit. Yuji in trouble, back to the wall, finally gets to confirm out of the corner with the side switch.
I like that!
Kazaguri from Shine. Is he gonna close out?
Wow.
Recharges. Oh man.
And the reload as well, fully optimizing the situation. Now he's gonna play for full screen. I like that. Yuji was building himself some meter for the next round on top. I like that.
Good buttons. Tries to make him hit a button. Oh, walks up. Yo, Samurai's fireball game is almost second to none. He studies Tokido. You know he knows. Activate.
Oh, no, that could have been a bigger combo. He's standing in, and he knows. He knows. I read KnuckleDo's lips from here. I can see it.
Ooh. Yo, these guys are swinging. I bet you that's what M. Bison is saying. Like, man, they're actually out there fighting pretty hard.
We can't recruit either of these guys. I like it.
Oh, the crush.
Fong is first to go. What? Oh, boy.
Let me get some more.
EX Tiger knee hits so weird that it's hard for me to tell sometimes. Shuriken. Combo. All right. Reset. All right. Cute. Keeping him in front. With punish. Follow up. Damn, he cashed out everything. Instant overheads. You have those, Shine? Disgusting. Bro.
As we run through some of the players that you need to be watching out for this weekend at NA East 1, and a man that has been making a great account of himself recently online is Shine, one of only 3 players to win NLBC online. We're going to get to the other 2 a little bit later because they're definitely the main event. But let's hear what Shine has to say for himself. He's got some really good insight. We'll run the interview right now.
So going into NA East, I feel like, I feel like I'm very, very ready. I'm actually just kind of eager to compete in something like very worthwhile again, regardless of the, circumstances that we have to do it under. It's definitely one of the hardest regions I feel like to compete in. And it used to be even harder because Punk used to live on the East Coast. For me, I feel like instead of me looking at it as I have to play all these really great players, I'm just kind of like, it's something that I definitely could do. I'm very confident in my abilities to do it. So I'm not really too worried going in. If I lose, I'm just blaming on lag. So I think this season, I haven't really picked up any new characters. I think I've been playing still a lot of Jury, a lot of Lucia. I did mess around with some Seth, but not too much. I think still my interest is in Lucia and Jury as like my side characters, and then Ibuki is the main. So I think this season Capcom was very fair with Ibuki's changes. I think she got nerfed, but I think a lot of what makes Ibuki is still there. Everything that makes Ibuki is still there. The mix-ups, the damage, all of her cheap neutral tactics. The EX Kunai is still really good, although it's nerfed. V-trigger on block is nerfed, but it's still, it's still very fair. And as long as a player is good enough, they can kind of avoid that -4 situation. So going into the CPT, the NA East. I'm not really doing too much differently, and I think that's the main component as to why I feel like I've been doing a little bit better. I have a lot of reference material, so I'm studying the players that I've played every week. Now I'm studying all of that reference material and figuring out what is this player going to do. It's a very familiar environment. All the players you played against are players that you have played against. There's no surprises. There's no international. There's no Gachikun Banchan coming out of nowhere that you haven't played before. I'm playing iDom that I play every week, playing Do that I play every week. I'm playing Rob, Dual Kevin, the Brian Fs. I'm playing all these people every week. So there's no unfamiliar territory. All I need to do is just study up and be ready. The people that you should look out for, I would say, are like names that you don't really know are like No Need to Talk. No Need to Talk is very good. The Hojis, like, the character specialist where you don't have too much experience with their character. If you want to know how to play their character, you had to have already been playing them specifically. So you have to worry about No Need to Talks, Space Boy, Hoji. Sanford's been playing again too. I don't know if he has plans to enter CPT online, but if the King enters, you gotta look at the King. Smug hasn't been entering much NLBCs, but you don't know what Smug's been cooking up in his corner. I think those are the players that probably worry me the most. It's not like the iDoms, although they worry me a lot. It's like you don't really want to lose to a character you didn't study for. Like you don't want to get exposed for not doing your homework. Even though he's still qualified, iDom is still entering the NA East. A lot of people call it gatekeeping. And that's exactly what it is. He's already qualified, but I feel like with iDom, this is revenge. This is karma for everyone else. I feel like Punk got out before he got caught in iDom's rage. For me personally, it doesn't change anything. If iDom enters, I gotta play iDom. If he doesn't enter, I don't gotta play iDom. When iDom enters and you win, there's more merit behind the win. I'm going to be studying, now that I know for sure that he's entering, I'm going to be studying for iDom and as well as all the other players that are entering NA East. Nothing's really changing. iDom can gatekeep all he wants, but I'm still going to be playing my hardest and I'll be ready. I'm pretty confident that I can win, but barring myself outside from this discussion, because there's a very heavy bias, the people that are really, really going to do well are obviously iDom and Do. Those are like the two heavy hitters. The person to watch right now that's been on the come up a lot and been doing really well is Rob. I think as long as Rob doesn't specifically run into iDom, because the track record is really, really bad, I think that he'll actually has a really good chance, especially considering his recent performances. So.
Handshake, back throw. Caught Tommy Two-Step within range for that throw.
Well, it's definitely been working out. Likely slightly in favor of Tommy Two-Step right now. Rob TV chasing, gets the whiff punish sweep. Oh, wow.
The activation.
I was going to say Tommy getting a little antsy, but finds that activation and the V-trigger. Push to the corner. Oh.
Counter hit. You saw it, and he converted into the full target combo. Either way, he still had trigger available. Tommy's two-step on hitter block was going to go for it regardless.
That coral punch combination. All right. Oh.
Yo, still got the confirm. Rob TV now making moves on the other side. You know it. He sniffed it out. Not quite the stun yet.
Yeah, they got plenty of carry on that. Look at that stun bar, just at the maximum. Anything is gonna do it. Rob TV gets the stun, has full CA, only gonna spin two.
No, the whole thing. Rob TV slowly inching his way forward. What's he gonna do after the stomps? +1. Don't let
the check, Sherry Jennings. Get off of me, hands off. Hands off the samurai armor. Oh.
Ooh, no punish on the sweep, a little bit too far out. Activation for Sherry Jennings. Get off me, V reversal.
No answer there coming from Rob TV.
He spends it.
VA, and that is going to be that. Sherry Jennings goes down.
Let me get my man Mandrake a mod. Get in here. Yeah, Rob is trying hard. Oosh! Rush down, he's looking like he don't have the answer. Ain't no rush down. I see him getting rushed down right now. That's all I see is him getting. Oh, the hit confirmed! Oh no, Rob is cooking! Oh, the teabag! No! Oh, the teabag! Oh, nice whiff punish. Oh, Rushdown waking up. He is fresh off of work. That's why he's wearing this businessman outfit with Yuri. He's fresh off of work, okay? Oh no. might want to go back to work. Oh my God, Rob made you look stupid. Oh my God, he's teabagging. Throw in the towel. Throw in the towel again. He going DP. He jabbed.
Rickety Rob TV. You like that? Listen, this guy's got to be one of the most improved players in America right now, and it's got a lot to do with his living setting. I know he's not there now, but that hyperbolic chamber with those top-level players, Jewel, Kevin, and Do, really coming through. You got to speak to the guy, right?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to run some of Rob TV's thoughts. We're giving you exclusive access. That's what round one's about. We're hyping it up. We want to get you excited for these Capcom Pro Tour online tournaments. We're going to be giving you exclusive access to the players before the action kicks off. Let's get into this one from Rob TV, Mr. Hollywood Rob TV.
Ooh. So I'm actually approaching this tournament differently than I would approach some of the other online tournaments. But the reason it might be actually somewhat interesting to people. Let's say Blink, for example, that was an invitational event with 16 players. So obviously I know exactly who I'm fighting. Kind of like I guess you would at Capcom Cup. Like, okay, I know these are all the guys that I need to be prepared for, and you can prep for them. I'm always practicing something specific or working on something. I think that it's important to make sure that you have the weird matchups, like the weird fringe matchups down that might not be on paper threats to win the tournament, but they can beat you in the first or two online. I mean, honestly, like some of them probably don't feel confident that they can even win a tournament, but if they can just beat you, somebody like with a name or something like that, their day is made regardless. So, you know, I might as well wake up with this DP or dash, V-trigger, whatever cool setup, get a high fight clip out of it. And then, of course, make sure you're prepped up for the people who you know are the main threats going in. We pretty much know who the main threats are. So we have to be, for me, it's like making sure I'm prepped for those guys, but also making sure I'm prepped for the weird character guys who don't really have nothing to lose. A lot of people don't know because I don't really like publicize it or whatnot, but let's say like last season, Karen was ridiculous, of course, OD, top 5. But with that being the case, Karen did have some rough matchup. A lot of people know that my dad follows like Street Fighter a whole lot. He'll like debate with me last year, like, yo, he would be so mad seeing these G players putting in work and stuff, and like the V-trigger characters and all that. I consciously kept fighting. Like there's multiple tournaments at CPT events where I actually lost to a Minot or a Chun-Li and weird stuff like that, fighting using just Karen. But I consciously told myself that I wanted to just use her last year because I felt like I needed to get a lot stronger as a player still. Now, with how good the second half of that year went with Street Fighter League Season 2, LCQ, so on and so forth, I felt like I leveled up a whole lot. So this year, I was like, I feel like I'm at a skill level where I can allow myself to actually play multiple characters in tournament. I would say that having multiple characters is a good thing for most people, but I will say that 99% of players aren't at a skill level where it really matters. So you can really just focus on your skill as a player. So I don't think iDom is going to enter this tournament. So iDom has signed up for this tournament, but I don't think he's actually going to compete. And you know, this is why, because if he did, it will be karma, because iDom was actually gatekept at least 2 years from being in Capcom Cup by Do and Punk, when both of them were already in Capcom Cup and didn't need to beat him. You know what I mean? But so I could see him wanting to go in there and gatekeep Do, but knowing iDom, like onto a somewhat personal level, like I know Do, iDom, and Punk. Do and Punk would gatekeep. Their personality types. They're more I don't know a nice word to put it. Like those are my homies, but you know, more cutthroat maybe. iDom is genuinely a nice guy. So because of that, I don't think iDom is actually gonna enter. But if he does, I can't really blame him, to be honest. Going into this tournament, my predictions are I have myself winning the first event. Like I feel like the first one actually has way less pressure. I think Do is actually the favorite to win it on paper. You know, I'm sure everybody would agree with that. Some people might not be plugged in to these online tournaments that have been going on all year. He performs very well, but it's not at all uncommon for him to lose to players that you wouldn't assume that he's gonna lose to. So if he does best them, I wouldn't be shocked to see me and Do meet up. In which case that would actually be rough for me. Like I haven't beaten Do in the online tournament this year. So this would be the one to finally make that happen. But I think dude actually might get clipped by a Urian. Everybody knows about Nemo being his demon and whatnot. He's NA East is the land of the Urians. I think Burkish, Prophet, Rest Down, one of those guys might end up scraping due. So that I'm predicting that there might be an upset there. As far as me personally, I think that my record right now against a lot of the best players and the way that my performances have been, I have a really good chance of winning, especially if dude gets upset by somebody early on.
These jab booms at the start. This is an important part about the match. You cannot let Karen slow you from throwing booms. What a whip punish, and that's probably one of the biggest problems Stu had in the first set that they played at South by Southwest was his forward medium kicks getting whip punished a lot by Punk.
Nice, staying strong right there. Stand medium kick.
You can see the strategy here from Punk. He's so excellent about it.
Look at the nice activation.
The reset.
Reset.
Didn't quite build the meter for the critical art at the end, but he's getting close to being able to chip out. Missed his forward fierce, but the
jump in, comboed off of the baby boom.
Tough to hit.
It really shrinks down his hurt box, if anything. It just completely changes the character, I feel like. It goes half size.
He gets skinny. He's tall and thin. Flies like a bird. Oh, I like that sweep because it's pretty often that KnuckleDo swings with like a fierce after that. Trying to catch you sticking out a button that's going to miss. And yeah, I like this character choice for KnuckleDo as well. I think G really enables him to play against a character like this on the ground. Oh, no picture for him.
And that's been the story all day for Punk, really. There was a couple of times he got damage off the table, or on the table, left over.
That's a scary hit. Into the corner already. Guess here, Punk has critical art. Oh, the walk back afterwards too. You see that Sten light kick. Looking for it all day long is KnuckleDo. He wants that one button into the corner. Scary fireball to throw. Heavy kick. That move has really worked out well. Wow, doesn't combo.
Big punish.
He's gonna carry to the corner here. One gas for Punk. Goes for the EX again.
Pays off. Dividends. The big punish incoming from Punk.
Knockdown back throw. One guess here for both. The smash is available. Goes for the activation. Throw again. Not gonna kill.
He gets close. Fear of overhead. Check the leg. Is this gonna be enough, Steve?
It's enough. The heavy kick. No, he went for the different combo, but the jab. KnuckleDo is your North America Regional Final champion with that meaty afterwards. Looking fantastic on his way to Capcom Cup next month.
Clap breaks out in the arena. The hype's building, the tension's building. This is your grand finals to decide the champion of the Capcom Cup 2016. Ricky Ortiz and KnuckleDo.
Final round. Fight.
Match point here. Tournament point here for KnuckleDo. Still. Oh, walks into a clap.
This is a lot cagier play from Ricky Ortiz. She's playing a lot more reactively, defensively, trying to zone.
Oh, this could be the moment, Logan. This could be it. Ricky's got to get out of here.
Oh,
great choice.
and a great use of that EX spinning bird kick. It's been the real lifesaver. It's keeping her in the game.
And that drop kick has been a big problem.
OV reversal there again, and not a reversal. Finally.
Oh, and still in the pressure.
Doesn't really get you anything though. Out of the corner, fought away
nice,
up.
Nice. Back in this. KnuckleDo gets clipped.
Oh,
Oh,
tries to low profile, but it doesn't work up.
No, still alive. Still in there. Tournament point. EX spinning bird kick.
I want to activate and try and get something. Here we go.
Oh, jab, jab.
Oh,
That's
and he
it.
puts it out.
KnuckleDo.
KnuckleDo is your Capcom Cup champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your official Capcom Cup 2016 champion, KnuckleDo.
And let's start with the 2016 champion. Let's give him seniority.
He's a
right?
champ.
KnuckleDo, you just seen the highlights. Obviously, you know what a threat he is. He is currently the reigning NLBC champion, but that changes hands super often. I mean, it's back and forth, traded back and forth,
right?
often between these two. And of course, the big story, the big talking point is that iDom has signed up. He is taking part. He is gatekeeping. Let's take a look at some of his highlights. And then we're going to be back on the other side to find out what iDom had to say for himself. The Capcom champ speaking to you right here on round 1.
And shameless plug, make sure to vote for me on SFL Season 2.
Wow.
Enjoy these grand finals.
Chacote, a.k.a. Mr. Sinister.
You heard? And again, iDom at championship point. Can he close it out this time?
Can he?
No anti-air. We scared. We worried about the splash.
No challenge.
Command throw.
Not yet,
the
not
me's
yet.
standing short. Oh my goodness. The throw. One more decision to be made here.
That's it. That's it. That's lights out.
That was explosive
It
damage.
was.
That's that?
That's that.
iDom is your two-time Defender North 2019 champion. I say two-time. He won in 2017. I mean, I don't blame him. In Street Fighter 5, very explosive. You know what I'm saying? You gonna cook that? Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, wow. This is the confidence with Arturo. He literally looked over here at the table. He saw that iDom picked poison. He said, I'm deading that. It's man.
Oh,
Yo, listen, help him.
This man got carried to the corner. Slap, slap, slap.
I think it's safe to say that we got a DK with
we don't.
champion.
No, we don't.
Not yet?
No, not yet. This is Arturo Sanchez we're talking about. It's an oatmeal. Activation.
My man iDom is about to send him back to the production side.
Oh.
He about to say, oh, wait a minute. All right, the meaty. What's up, though? What you going to get after that? All right, we get the slight lead there. What you going to do, though? But
all right.
Guess what, though?
This man is chipping him away.
We got beat Trigger. We got beat Trigger. Uh-oh.
You know, reversal. He doesn't want to waste it. He
That's
wants
a
to
throw.
save it.
Actually, no, he did the low one, so that's -2. The low EX whip. Oh, that's that.
No.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ivan Domination showing why he is the world's greatest.
Up now, and he's got the corner. The spacing on that dive kick.
His activation from Punk. He is one hell of a cami, by the way. Showing exactly why. Looking to close this out now.
Yeah, Punk happy to take any grab that was coming his way at that point. No shimmy there.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, usually yes. Nice
just
jab
checks him, he was ready.
Very solid first round there from Punk. iDom. Punk with it all together. Runs into that button. It's a great start to this round for iDom. It's going to tick for a reset.
Big life lead as well.
Oh,
there's another jump in. He needs to make the most of it this time, and he does. The corner carry is there. There's the throw, and the stun is racking up. The interruption. We get interruption with light punch. He's getting the crouch in medium kick.
Runs into that button again. This is going to do a ton of damage. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't believe it, Logan.
And for the first time this weekend, iDom actually reacts. And look how much it means to him.
Once again, your Capcom Cup champion, iDom! Congratulations!
Being champions nice, but like even still I would like to defend my title, like go to other tournaments. It's always fun to go to other tournaments. I feel like I got a lot better last season because I went to more tournaments. Like my first premiere my first open premiere was like Combo Breaker 2019, and like I got top 8 at that tournament. So like every time I went to like a premiere Combo Breaker CEO, it's just I was grinding all the time. So I feel like that really helped a lot. But it kind of sucks like what's going on now. So I mean, you just gotta what life gives you. But I wanted to like travel to like Europe, Dominican Republic. That was like I had a lot of plans to go to like other countries this season, but stuff happened. Everyone is always saying Laura got buffed and like Haitani's playing Laura now. I still think Laura's pretty much like the same character as last season. She got like health buff, but to me everyone got a health buff. The hit confirmable low forward is nice, but To me, that's more of a quality of life change. It should have been like that since like season 2 or 3. But and Poison, I think is very strong. I know like a lot of Europe and Asia doesn't think Poison's strong. I think Poison's real. The reason I think Poison's so strong this season is because her V skill, her V skill 2 is like really strong. I think her like V skill 2 is like made her complete, and her V skill 2 like helped her in a lot of bad matchups. Her V skill 2 helps combo extension. She gets Oki every combo after V skill 2. It's just everything revolves around V skill 2. So I think her V skill 2 made her broken, and they didn't nerf her damage. I thought her damage was last season, but yeah, it's just a whole bunch of buffs and no nerfs to Poison, which is surprising. Oh, I'm not surprised everyone's here. Old faithfuls like Karen and Rashid still. It's just more, when you get comfortable with a character, I feel like you shouldn't switch. I feel like that's a bad habit that a lot of players have, where it's like, oh, my character got nerfed, time to switch, time to dump my character. Like, even in season 2, when Laura got nerfed, I was like, still gonna play her. She's probably still my most confident character. I think sticking with your guns is really easy. The thing with NLBC, like I feel like it is super hard to win. Like I don't feel like anyone has win. Like even since the online series has started, like we've been doing NLBC online, it's only been 3 winners. Either I win, Do wins, or Shine won. It's kind of like rough to win. Even Smug was in Capcom Cup, and I don't think he's won an NLBC online yet. But it's hard. Like there's all of stuff. Like Burkish plays well. Rob's getting a lot better. Kevin's always playing good. Okay, so the first time I went to NLBC, it was 2012, 2011 for Marvel 3, and I got smoked. Like I went 0-2. Big 200. I think I got 4th in Marvel 3. That was like one of my best performances. But then I stopped going as much, and then MKX came out. I was playing MKX, and I was 1 match from top 8 to get on stream. I was in loser, and this is like super lore. I was 1 match to get to top 8, and I had to play Art. And I sat down, I picked Tana, and Art counterpicked me super hard because he played Kenshi, and that was like a horrible matchup. So now anytime I play Art in tournament and we play Laura versus Dawson, I don't feel bad. I remember that counter pick every time. He probably doesn't remember, but I remember. Then after that, it was that's when I started going for Street Fighter 5. And the first time I went for Street Fighter 5, I got 4th. I got double Jeopardy by Shine, I think. But after that, I just kept going more and more, and then yeah. Oh, I mean, the obvious name is probably like, dude, I know every time like NLBC is going on, like everyone in the stream chat's like, oh, it's gonna be iDom versus Dude Grand Finals. Oh, 2016 versus 2019. I feel like that's like the obvious one, but like Dude's probably it. I mean, Dude was the one who ended like my tournament win streak. I remember at the Capcom Cup, I wasn't losing until I lost to Dude. So probably just Do. I mean, to only have 2 chances, I know every region doesn't get more than 2 chances, so chances is kind of rough. But if I had to pick my favorite, it's probably Do and Smug. Me, the name that sticks out to me is probably Burkish, because nobody really knows Burkish. Burkish doesn't go to like, I haven't seen Burkish at like many offline tournaments like in the earlier seasons, but he did get 2nd in online CPT, so Burkish is always a threat. Shine, obviously everyone knows Shine, so is going to be a threat. But the one who really sticks out, Rob's been stepping it up. Rob's been playing mad good lately, so Rob's definitely a dark horse. All right, the reason I entered CPT Online is just because I like playing the game. There's some people out there like, everyone's like, oh, I'm playing for the money, I play for that. I just like playing the game. To me, that's really it. Yeah, I feel like not having the pressure of like having to win the tournament because I'm already qualified, so I might just wake up jab every time. I might not take every throw. I might just go for every command grab. It's like, I have no pressure. If I lose, I lose. I'm just going back to sleep for all that matter. I mean, gatekeeping is like, it's FGC culture at this point now. I mean, it happens to everyone. It happened to me twice, unfortunately, but it makes you stronger, so if you lose to me, unfortunate.
iDom talking his stuff. If you don't beat me, That's unfortunate.
C'est la vie.
He's out here gatekeeping just for the love of the game. It's beautiful.
He's been on the other side enough times. I cannot blame the kid.
We've had a lot of people saying that he's come back, the agent of karma.
What goes around comes around.
Punk's escaped. He's moved out to the West Coast, but is he going to be able to gatekeep Do, who kept him in 2017? I think it was. He is here to shut down everyone's dreams. Is he going to be the champ? A lot of people think he's going to win it. What do you think? What's going to happen this weekend?
I could see him win it. He plays a character specifically when he's not poisoned that plays really well when he's not under too much pressure, right? And he plays so good under pressure. So I just think being qualified already, he's already said it himself in your interview. He's gonna take some risks, and people might not be able to read him. I think, unfortunately, I'd like to call some unpredictable stuff, but I think you're gonna see probably Do versus iDom.
All right, so Do in the finals. That's what I was going to ask you.
Think so.
So you think Do's going to get that spot?
No, I don't think Do will get the spot. If I'm going to call it, I'm going to say iDom's going to win it. But then Do automatically gets it,
yes,
right? Yeah, so Do's going to get the spot, sorry. Yeah.
All good, all good. I'm hoping for some upsets, man. I want some of these players that we're not seeing at NLBC come through. Like CJ, Truth's coming through.
I'd love to see CJ make a
run. I would love to see him come through and make a big impact.
I think Neon might actually upset some people as well. Yeah, he's been working on that Manat, and he's also got that Colleen. I can see him breaking into that top 4 just suddenly out of nowhere. Boom.
And you never know. Burkish has been a real standout. Mandrake, the Urians are out in force. Profit, they're out there, man. It's going to be so high. Top 16 is coming up for you next. But you know what? I want to make sure that you are fully prepared for the great games you're about to receive. We're going to run these highlights from this week's NLBC Grand Final. Shout out to Spooky.
Games.
Big up the team. This was an incredible set. If you haven't seen it yet, we're going to give you some highlights. Hope you enjoy it. Up next is the NA East 1 Top 16 right here on Capcom Fighters. Do not go anywhere.
If he can trigger one combo, that's punished. Trigger?
No,
he didn't go for it.
KnuckleDo. He has trigger.
Now he's gonna do it.
That's the game. That's the game. He won.
Critical art?
Wow. He's dead. He's dead.
Style combo?
He's dead.
Style combo? Just because? Bro, you could have critical art a long time ago, but just because I can.
Yo, thank you, iDash, for the gift stuff again. Thank you.
Thank you, Locher. 67 Aeons. Nice grab.
Now what? Nice jab. You know, she's only a -4 after that.
And got the sweep confirm after. That's done.
Oh, that combo. You can do roundhouse in the EX flash kick like that?
Yeah, bro. Flash kick is fat. Isn't it like 5 frames or something? EX flash 4 frames?
No.
Euro.
Making sure we have more games right now.
Thanks for all the bits, Euro. Appreciate you, homie. Oh, crush.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, had the charge.
This is a really bad situation to do. The reversal got him nowhere.
He can't really jump either. Wow, I see it, but he actually jumped out. That was great.
iDom actually dropped his game-winning combo right there.
Wow.
Oh my
Damn.
goodness.
Oh my god. Double oh my god.
Use 1,000 Pixel Beer. Use 1,000 bits on you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, Pixel. Right in the middle of the iDom blow up as he takes the game 2-1. Thank you, Pixel Bear. Oh no! 1 minute left on the hype train as we have the crazy. Oh my god!
1 minute left, guys.
Punish.
1 minute left, guys. Help us out.
Come on.
iDom, helping us out with more games.
Give me your arm and Carnus. A missed. Oh, thank you so much, Coasty Panda.
Oh my god, Coasty
Panda. He did it.
To level 5.
And OG Geek as well jumping in there. We did it. We did it, and iDom did it. Good job, iDom.
iDom did it. More games, yes.
We didn't have V-Trigger because that would have been a humongous V-Trigger combo.
Oh,
he's got the corner.
He's gonna shut down the hype train. He's gonna shut down the hype train.
No, I don't care. I just want to see. This is too hype. I'm scared.
99% stun.
The jab into activate.
He was at 99% stun, and what a sweep. And back to this bodega neutral with the sonic booms. What's he gonna do? Back to neutral again.
My man said the bodega mix-ups, the rainbow edition. Oh, anti-air again. Oh, bro, it's still a game. They're still going. Bad jump, but it's okay. Sobot was good. Bad jump, double KO. We have to do it again.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We have to do it again.
Oh, I gotta breathe.
They have to replay. They have to replay.
I can't breathe. Like, the level of play is too damn high here. Next level battle circuit, 14.
Summer Saw. It's true, David, man. Honestly, the online tournaments has helped us a lot. It's helped us with upgrades and stuff, too. Jump in. That's a kill.
Oh my
He's done.
god, reset.
Yeah, let's see. Supposedly we have 1929, guys. That's OD. Well, we definitely got to move the change now. That's ridiculous. We're actually very close to 2,000 now. That's
Of course, if you work like an EX command.
sure, but you know, most people,
have enough time.
most people there, they would walk up and do like crowd strong something or whatever. No, he walked up.
What you actually supposed to do against Laura is backdash and then forward dash to the command grab. Or do what KnuckleDo did and walk.
That's a kill. And that is game number 1. KnuckleDo. Thank you,
Thank you, Quasi.
Kwame Kazi, that's his name, homie. You got it. Kwame Kazi, thanks for the sub. That's Knuckle.
I can't breathe.
Me neither, bro. This is so crazy.
It's hard to talk.
This
so
match
crazy.
feels 10 times hyper to me.
Yeah.
Than what normally we see from these two. I think it's because they're playing in the final and not like earlier in the tournament like how they normally do. And KnuckleDo again.
Big shouts to KnuckleDo for not wanting to ban iDom. Showing us how it's done.
That was definitely what iDom needed with the crush. That one was hard to see.
Same side.
Stun.
No, she's on the same side always. She's on the same side always. Because he's not the lane.
Thunderclap combo. Extension. Nah, this time he went for the cross up.
Oh, like that time was a little higher because he hit her V trigger, so it's different. So this stuff I don't.
1. Damn. Now I don't know who's gonna win anymore. It was looking time to stayed in front again. Oh my god.
Yeah,
this is looking like
the
a
sun
stud.
is so high.
It's a stud.
The sun is so high.
It's a stud.
He's not dead. He's not dead.
Combo time. Let me see your stylish. Oh, done. Oh, cooked.
ED Thunderbolt. More games. More games. 2-2.
By the V reversal. Oh, he went through it.
What activate? I know. KnuckleDo, what a jab. He didn't convert though.
Anti-air. Yes. Bro, I'm
Nice
so scared. Who's gonna take it? V reversal of KnuckleDo.
Nice block.
But Laura has so much V bar still left to go.
Yo, they might double KO again.
The jump short. No way, no way. Oh, KnuckleDo with the lead, but he's still all blocks. Wow, the clutch block.
Oh my god, KnuckleDo, you win. Congratulations. I know, second place.
Bro,
it
good
came
job.
down to the last decision.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Capcom Pro Tour Online 2020. Vicious here with Ringe, kicking things off with the North American qualifiers for the East. Now, you've heard the breakdown from our guys over across the pond. Logan Sama and F-Word absolutely killing it with the sickest pre-show. But Ringe, what can we expect for our event today?
Well, we do have top 16 of the NA East, the first NA East event of the Capcom Pro Tour this year. Of course, everything going to be taking place online, so it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have KnuckleDo in the bracket. He's already actually in losers. One of the favorites of the tournament actually got upset by Akage early on in the bracket, I think in the winners finals of his pool. So he'll be in losers. But we got iDom, we got Burkish, right? We heard a lot about the Urians, the NA East Urians from a lot of the players in the pre-show, right? So everybody's on the lookout for them. Everybody's going to be on the lookout for the king, the champion, iDom in the building, of course. I can't wait to see him standing at the gates, looking strong as he's ever been. And of course, this is our top 16 winners bracket. You can see iDom's going to be facing CJ Truth to start this whole shebang off. We got Mandrake versus Burkish coming up next. I can't wait for that match myself. Koshuk, that's how I'm going to be pronouncing it. You can hit me with the phonetic spelling on Twitter if you want me to pronounce it differently. I'm going to be going up against MetroM. Koshuk is the person that actually defeated KnuckleDo as well. So he's going to be the Kage that we're going to be looking out for. Child 233 and against El Chacote at the end. So that's going to be our winner side of the bracket, right? That's just top 16 winners. And then we got the losers filling out right there. We got Prophet going up against Equinox Brian F. We got Hoji, the Cody God, going up against Zaf, the Sagat God. And then KnuckleDo and Terrence, again, two incredible players that we've seen throughout Street Fighter V's lifespan and beyond. And then we have Smug and Shine to round it all off. I mean, two of our favorites, not only in the East Coast, but in the entire world when it comes to Street Fighter V. So matches are dope from top to bottom here today. I can't wait.
Yeah, and it's kind of caliber you could expect from the East Coast. I know that Logan Sama and F-Word have been saying time and time again that the East Coast has become like the predominant region for the North American scene. And so, of course, everybody's going to try out for these spots. You know what I'm saying? Because this year's Capcom Pro Tour, obviously a little bit different, just ever so slightly, right? With these spots being an auto qualifier into the big dance itself. I mean, there's only 20 slots, one of them being taken away from iDom as he is the reigning champion. So that only leaves 18 spots for the online qualifiers and then a vote back spot from the qualifiers that have made it in, right? Or at least the top 32 or top 22. I think it's top 32. But either way, there's auto qual spots from these online qualifiers. So these things are a pretty hefty deal as we get into it. Again, you're going to take a look at this bracket. If you want, I mean, we could probably link it in for you guys if exclamation mark bracket isn't working for you. But to get into it, iDom versus CJ Truth to start things off. Now, obviously, iDom has been running amok in the online circuit forever. And, you know, seeing him play offline, I mean, it's a work of art, man. He's the Capcom champion for a reason, Capcom Cup champion for a reason, I should say. But he's going against no slouch. We got CJ Truth, who's been a competent Street Fighter player throughout his inception of Street Fighter 4, I would say. You know, he's just been super solid all the way through. And we're going to take a look right now who he brings to the table. I was hoping for the Cammy pick. I was expecting for the Cammy pick, as we've seen that most of the time. But we'll see right here who he's got. What was it? Nikali was the pick?
It was. I know with Poison and Nikali for CJ Truth. Okay. Round pound to start off early. I like him just already utilizing the distance that Nikali had in this matchup. Of course, he's going to have to stay out of that whip range. It's always going to be about dancing between that size motor and whip range from Poison. All right, both players want to get your wrist. Remember, there are only 2 chances for these online qualifiers per region in Capcom Cup, so you do not get a lot of opportunities to qualify for the finals. Both players want to make sure they don't throw any chances that they have away. Even iDom, who of course is already qualified, but you know he wants to stand strong at those gates till the end of the tournament.
And it's so hard to even try to contest. I mean, you have plus frames after those whips. It allows iDom to get his momentum started. Nice break. Now, I like the idea of CJ Truth tried to close the gap, get the side switch, but iDom's defense prevails, getting the first round.
Indeed, and you know those dashes from Nikali always been a problem, whether it be online or offline.
Here we go, round number 2, iDom versus CJ Truth. Woo, that was kind of late, but he still managed to get the kicks. Anti-air kicks, okay. Plus frames again, and I like the use of meter here from iDom has mostly been to start these like awkward positions or awkward scenarios for CJ Truth. And also checking the way that Nikali wants to advance. Nice buffer off the stand short.
That was so much matchup knowledge from iDom, being able to be ready after the stand roundhouse from Nikali to have his own buffer. At the back throw as well, gonna cut the screen off.
Caught the low, into the transformation, got the V-trigger too. Just raw activation there from iDom. Heart rate plus frames again. Big jump in fierce. No command grab. That goes for the target combo. Unfortunate. You know, that's a big punish for iDom. Okay. I mean, like, you know, there was a lot of gray life accumulating there from the Molotov. iDom maneuvering his way past CJ Truth. CJ Truth tried to respond with an uppercut, a delayed uppercut at that. But you know what? In the online streets, it happens like that sometimes. Who knows what iDom could have run into in that scenario. Luckily, being able to jump out of the corner was an absolute big deal. But with the amount of life that iDom had, he still had plenty of room for error. Still getting the first game here against CJ Truth.
Yeah, still just completely dominant showing from the champ, right? Domination, that's why we call him it. Again, just interrupting any type of attempt that Necalli has from range.
Man, that just looks nasty. Did you see that? Just off the crouch strong meaty into the roundhouse. It's just a good amount of damage, too. I didn't mean to cut you off. That just looks gross.
it really does, yo. All right, EX with the plus. Oh, nice anti-air. You see, iDom is ready for every situation, man. Anytime you counter what he presents, he has the option to stop you next time. And again, just taking another round for himself.
Ugh, so nasty. iDom. You know, he wasn't kidding when he was kind of talking a little bit about Poison's V-skill too. There's just so much you can get off of it, like off of an anti-air, off of an ender to get better Oki. You know what I'm saying? Look at him, all this pressure that Poison presents, right? We always see her as a traditional kind of zoner character, but off of this V-skill too, she gets so many initiations off of offense from so many sequences, right?
Yeah, man, finally a huge jump in for CJ Truth. Gotta make the most of it here. It's not wow, just V reversals it again. Not wanting to give him any type of pressure, any opening to get his offense started. Nice DP answer as well. This is a situation we've usually found CJ Truth in. Back to the wall. Let's see if he can make the most out of actually having iDom in this position.
I will say this, that CJ is absolutely patient when it comes to the heart rate scenarios, though. He's not like breaking out with an uppercut. He's not breaking out with an immediate normal. He'll delay the normal or he'll backdash or just back away.
Yeah. Ooh, very nice. Max range neutral jump confirmed right there from CJ Truth. Put himself on the board.
I'm surprised, very surprised that that neutral jump roundhouse connected from so far away. I thought it was going to be one of those scenarios where he was going to whiff, but he was still going to check with low medium kick anyway.
Yeah.
Very, very surprising.
And iDom back to the range. He finds so successful. The close frame. Tried to tick throw right there, but just immediate walk back from CJ Truth, right? He doesn't want to play at that range.
And another walk back of that after the block normal. He does it again. There's got to be a check from iDom with the low eventually to deter him from doing that strategy. There it is.
You had to know it was coming, right? iDom's too good. He's going to make the adjustments quickly. Oh, the Molotov cross up. Goodness gracious. iDom. 2 games to 0, just like that.
God, that was nasty. You know it was coming. We literally mentioned it right before it happened. The main strategy from CJ Truth, or at least the defensive option he chose, was after a block normal was to just back away. But Poison's got that really long, low medium kick. He had to get checked eventually, and iDom knew. iDom just knew.
Yeah, it's a very common situation we find ourselves in Street Fighter V, right? A lot of the time, if you block a normal, you want to walk back so you don't have to deal with any of that tick throw type pressure. But that does open you up to getting clipped low. And iDom is not going to waste any time. If you show him you're going to keep doing that twice in a row, best believe that third time you're going to do it, you're going to get clipped. So it's just, you know, championship qualities coming out from the man himself. I can't wait to continue to see him in the Capcom Pro Tour. Obviously already qualified for the Capcom Cup coming up at the end of the year. But even before that, I'm glad we get to see him online, because one of the things that Brian Efferly highlighted about iDom in the pre-show interview was the fact that he has not come across anybody in the FGC that has just enjoyed playing fighting games as much as iDom, right? And I really feel like that's a quality, a characteristic of not only champions, but like continuous people on top of the mountain. Like I think of Sonic Fox when I think of people like that, right? That just have such a passion and pleasure for playing the fighting games themselves. So if you have that characteristic, I mean, keep doing it, baby, because you're going to be very successful in this scene.
You know, that can be said for a lot of the players here today that we normally don't see in a top 8 environment, and I'm glad to see them get their shot. One of those individuals is Burkish, right? We've been talking about Burkish for quite some time. I know the guys over across the pond gave a good highlight to some of the players that even talked about Burkish as well, Brian F being one of them. He's just one of those up-and-comers that have just been rocking the scene with Urian, and it's going to be unfortunate that he has to play DR Mandrake because it is going to be the mirror match, right? It's like, it's one of those things, like you live by the sword, die by the sword. It just so happens to play fate in this top 16 or it's a Urian mirror match. But either way, whoever wins in this match, we all come out as winners because we get to see more Urian players. Honestly, he's been making waves in a lot of this part of the meta. Like even Tokido's picking up again. It's absolutely insane to see this character developed even more so with something like V-Skill 2, even the V-Trigger 2 being used a little bit more. But again, here we go into the mirror match. Mandrake versus Burkish is going to be sick.
I was going to say, you know, you said it was a little bit unfortunate that it's a mirror match. The only unfortunate part to me is that one of these guys is dropping down to losers, right? I love me some Urian, especially when it comes to online. A lot of people have Urian about maybe like a tier or like a plus higher than offline than he usually is, right? So I want to see the dashes. I want to see all kinds of wild stuff. Let's get a nice stand medium punch from the tackle already coming out from Burkish, though. Oh, and then the charge fierce as well. I love Burkish's Urian, man.
I was hoping Burkish would put on the pink suit, a shout out to Rushdown or something.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, and then whiff punishing the charge fierce with the EX tackle. You know, he might have just thrown it out there. Urians tend to do that, including myself. Nice Aegis activation, though.
All right, well, man in the mirror time. Mandrake trying to make the comeback happen. The mirror a little bit too far, but it's going to close in a little bit. Yes, sir. Ooh. That was the toughest thing for Burkish to understand. It's like, when do I actually have a time to press a button? But here comes that EX. Ooh, okay.
We'll get away with that one. And EX is going to combo off of it. Not quite enough damage to put him away. Oh, another EX headbutt from Mandrake.
He backdashed.
No, neither of these players are scared. I think that's a characteristic of Urian players, right? There are no fear in their hearts. Now both players not wanting to make any silly mistakes, right? This isn't about being scared. This is about being careful. Nice. Beautiful charge fireball. Catches the dash up from Burkish. And Mandrake bringing that one back.
One step too many. He thought he was going to hesitate after the V-skill usage. It's one of those things, right? You see Burkish kind of dashing up. You might anticipate a normal or a jump, so you might think he's going to back off, but no, he literally stuck to his guns and fired away with the V-skill 2. Or with the fireball, excuse me. Metallic Sphere.
Yes, indeed. The V-skill 2 enhanced fireball. Oh, nice. Throw after the EX knees. Always a guessing game when you block the EX knees. Nice. Again, ready with the stand medium punch and the tackle, though.
And he's just throwing it out, closing the gap. Big counter hit, no conversion from Mandrake.
Ooh, charged in his face. Didn't have a V-trigger to activate there. Looking for a neutral jump, maybe trying to bait out a headbutt or an EX tackle. There's one EX tackle. It's time for Burkish. Gets the counter hit combo as well. Gonna take this man to the corner. Oh, we got neutral jumps. Gonna get clipped by that. Nice pick up. Mandrake.
That was wild. That was actually wild. I wonder what he was trying to anticipate. What, like maybe an EX headbutt, any sort of normal, a baited throw. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine it was either like a throw bait, headbutt, right? That will also be a wake up EX headbutt. I think that's what he was going for there, trying to checkmate those two scenarios. But a great awareness and experience on Mandrake's part to wake up with the mirror.
That could have been a handful of options, but Mandrake chose the right one to respond with mirror instead.
Again, yeah, I love them just using the crouch medium kick as a poke, right? Of course, you don't get anything off of it unless you have Aegis Reflector, but still a solid poke in the neutral game. From that range, they find themselves at a lot. Again, look at that. And if you're close enough, you get that jab combo afterwards.
Yeah, most of the time, you don't have too much to fear off of the low medium kick from further distances until they have V-trigger, just like this. We'll see if Mandrake is going to go off of it. Crouch fierce instead to make it safe. Actually, to make it plus.
Reset here. Still playing very disciplined. Nice. He did get a jab punish off that, right? That isn't safe. Now he activates his own mirror. Gonna need a reset here to put him away. Actually just takes the damage. Oh, EX reversal. Oh, right back at you with the safe crouch light kicks. Very well done from Mandrake.
I think Burkish literally tried to do the exact same thing. He did fire away with 2 crouch shorts, but Mandrake, I don't know what the timing was with his being more successful than Burkish's attempt. Did you see that? They both did the same exact sequences on their wake-ups.
Mandrake he's got the rhythm for the EX headbutts. He's had them so far in this entire set, but my goodness, Burkish putting a stop to all that. I guess he sniffed out that Mandrake wasn't actually going to come out with the EX headbutts that time. Just really stuck it with a normal pressure. Very good stuff. EX tackle to bust out as well. Keep him locked in this corner here.
Ooh, violent knee drop.
That was extremely violent. Burkish bouncing back in incredible fashion. He really had a great read on Mandrake that whole round.
Already into the corner. Let's go, Burkish getting the counter hit conversion. Off the crouch strong, fighting his way back. Mandrake with the coral punch. EX headbutt fired from Burkish. Finally lands the mark. Forward throw again. Keep this pressure. Oh, and another headbutt.
I love me some Yuri and Mirrors, baby. Back throw, trying to cut off the screen. Oh, let's go.
Oh
Keep the EX headbutt coming. He's got 2 meters. That's why he neutral jump, try to bait it out.
No concussions, but all the brain cells lost regardless.
Enhanced fireball once again. Tries to drop the mirror, but he does land in time.
So many plus frames. Excellent reversal at that point. Burkish, knowing he doesn't need the mirror, instead he just needs one more touch, and he succeeds, getting the games all tied up against Mandrake.
I really love the way Burkish pushed the pace in those 2 rounds that he won in that second game. Just not giving Mandrake any type of breathing room. That's exactly what I want to see in Yuri and Mirrors, baby. Especially when the EX headbutts start flying, because then you get a read on your opponent. Oh, I just got EX headbutted. You know they want to EX headbutt you back, right? That's just part of the meta in mirror matches.
I'd like to also, show my appreciation at the fact they both have the same title, Evil Espionage from Urian. Is that like a Urian club thing? That was raw.
Yeah,
what is it? This is raw.
It's raw.
It's raw.
Leading headbutt. Oh my goodness. The plating could use some work. Oh, okay, he actually does catch him.
Oh. Put him in a body bag with that throw. Sweep. Make himself safe. Double coral punch. Meet my handshake. In the air. The chop.
Obviously, Burkish not concerned with trading whatsoever because that put Mandrake's health bar depleted. So now we got 1 round set point for Burkish. Ooh, beautiful timing of the jump.
Ooh.
Another forward throw here. Getting the setups are just non-stop. We does bust out with the EX tackle though. Get some breathing room again. Yeah, we see throws constantly after the EX knees. Definitely been Burkish's mix-up of choice.
EX headbutt, big punish, huge counter conversion, and he still has mirror left over.
Oh!
What is going on?
Yuri and Mirrors, let's go. Mandrake staying alive, sending it to a final round.
So much glass.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
just
sorry,
so
I
much
couldn't
glass.
play that one. There were too many mirrors flying out too quickly.
That was absurd.
Yeah, I like this Burkish. Also testing from the sweep now. A lot of active frames on the sweep. Could catch an EX tackle. Oh, just like that. Mandrake finds the rhythm again.
Ugh. All tied up here in the final round between these two. Burkish went for the fierce, but Mandrake was still midair. EX headbutt finds the mark again. Tackle to get the corner. No neutral jump pays off. V-trigger now active.
Oh, beautiful conversion.
The roll is in. Oh my gosh. Mandrake with that last minute mix up, checking the lows first and immediately going into the throw. Burkish wasn't ready for it. Now eliminated or put into loser's bracket. Whoo-wee.
The trade conversion with the second mirror, Mandrake. Incredible stuff. Actually incredible stuff. I'm so glad he's competing in our NAE CPT online. Wow. I just love watching Yuri and both of those players. We know they're going to put on a show, right? We got to see the mirror matchup against each other in winners top 16 for a winners top 8 slot in one of the 2 qualifying chances for Capcom Cup finals, and they both put on a hell of a performance. Great stuff to Mandrake. He's going to be moving on to top 8 winners. Of course, that was winners match, so right, Burkish is going to be dropping down to losers. Hell of another chance to try to make top 8 for tomorrow. But man, I just got to keep giving Mandrake his props, bro. It was so good.
I really hope Burkish doesn't have to play against Profit anytime soon. That's all I'm thinking about, because I don't want to see another Urian go down just like that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, either way, we are moving on with Koshuk. I mean, if we pronounced it right, cool. If we didn't, let us know on Twitter. But he is the Kage that put KnuckleDo into losers, by the way. And he's going up against MetroM Vega. Two characters we didn't really think were going to make it into the top 8 in terms of like their consistency, right?
Yeah.
Kage got some significant buffs this season. Vega also, he got some stuff, I will say. He got some stuff. A lot of the Vega players are at least saying that he's a tad stronger this time around. But Kage, again, seen a lot of spotlight from Daigo Umehara, is not still a character that's kind of like top 8 material, apparently, from some of the players. But how can we even say when we haven't even seen real tournaments fleshed out, right? We've been in lockdown for so long. Here it is. Koshuk showing some stuff with Kage, putting him on the map to show us why he's so good.
Yeah, most definitely. We've seen some Snake Eyes Kage recently as well for some of the online tournaments. The online tournament for the West Coast that was just happening, that was done by the Dominican Republic guys. I forgot the organization's name at the moment. I was Blink Esports, I believe.
Blink Esports, that's correct.
Yeah, so big ups to Blink Esports putting on amazing tournaments with amazing production quality. We saw Snake Eyes do really well with the Kage there. But yeah, I can't wait to see what Koshuk has to bring to the table as well. You mentioned Kage and Vega. I think Vega has always been a character that a lot of people have been like, kind of, he's whatever, right? He's like been bad to whatever. So I like to see people kind of representing with the character and really showing out with them, especially taking advantage of some of the lack of matchup experience that people have against the character, just because he's still underrepresented.
Yeah, so we are going to queue down into the match and take a look at MetroM and Koshuk. So we're going to go right into it. At first, we were kind of going to take a break, but we are just running through matches, apparently. That is the call. So we're going to give you some more Street Fighter action. Here we go. It's going to be Kage versus Vega in the hands of MetroM and Koshuk. But let me see. We got to get a call in from our producer. We got to make sure that we're on the right flow here for you guys. Whether or not these guys are going to play it out. Are they going to play it out? Please. Just let
I believe
them
they are. I believe we're going to it, yeah.
Great. I like it. Cool. So MetroM and Koshuk, you guys are very, very much so familiar with them if you are a stream monster or have been tuning into a lot of the Street Fighter V tournaments, community tournaments at that. You guys are very much so associated with these individuals, but again, we rarely get to see them in a CPT setting. So I'm very excited to see these two in what I'm going to say their breakout performance in the Pro Tour.
Yeah, definitely. Again, two players that we're not too familiar with, right? That's why I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring to the table. Again, this is a part of what the online events really bring to the table, and it's been that way ever since the online events were really put into place, right? Even when we had offline tournaments to accompany them. But now we get only online tournaments this year, right? And we're going to see if Koshuk, these guys like MetroM, can really bring something to the table, put their name out there on the marquee, and try to get into Capcom Cup themselves.
Yo, I'm so excited. Are we going to run the training stage? I don't know. I think we should let them rock. Right?
I mean, yeah, they're rocking right now. Of course, I believe for the online tournaments, it is preferred not to rock the training mode stage, which I think that's why we're gonna get this loop.
Can I just say I haven't seen this orange colorway? That's pretty cool. I will admit that the little like little auras of power that come out from Kage, the fact that it's orange is sick.
Yeah.
I've never seen orange rocked in a color scheme like this before, and I gotta say it's pretty good. Is that what we need to do?
Orange is my class color, brother. I'm always down for some orange.
I appreciate that.
With the horns too. Yeah, I actually really like the fire aesthetic.
Right?
Yeah, the fire aesthetics for Kage in this costume are very, very well done.
It's like he's on fire. Yeah.
It's very nice. So again, that was just to switch the stages up, right? No training mode for the CPT online. We want to get things a little bit more visually appealing. So we're gonna get a little bit more of an aesthetically pleasing stage coming up now. Again, it is going to be Koshuk versus MetroM.
I'm just kidding. I was gonna say it's you because I have to go back every time. I just wanted to remind you as well.
There we go.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the real deal Holyfield, MetroM versus Koshuk. Again, I gotta say, man, Kage is still he's still kind of like under the radar. He's got significant buffs, still like pretty solid. I guess he's not still pretty solid. He's solid now, I should say. But but I want to see more people use this character. I want to see this character fleshed out just a little bit more. I want to see more of the broken stuff that I've been seeing from FGC Translated, from the other streams. You know, like Sakonoko is still playing this character. Daigo dabbles with this character still. I just want to see more of the cheap stuff.
Most definitely, right? We're big fans of seeing the cheap stuff, seeing people not get to play. That's what I want to see as well when it comes to Kage. And really more so than not getting people to play, but making their decisions work against them. That's always what I'm a big fan of, right? We know the infamous clip from K-Brad, right? Where he's like, I'm going to block this dumb mix-up, and then he just gets mollywopped. That's what I want to see every time Kage's on the screen, to be honest.
I'm with it. Here we go. Game number 1. Big jumping from Metro, but still, that was what the light fireball able to block in time with the recovery frames on that.
Most definitely. Oh, yeah. A little bit too far for the red fireball to combo off that. But again, already showing good awareness. But we talked about the lack of matchup experience, right? MetroM's making the most of it. Representing the DMV, a very strong fighting game scene coming out of that area.
Oh. This is the kind of funky range that that Kage could technically still find out. I had to say it. I was going to say, if MetroM decides to play that forward fierce game, it still could be problematic, but here comes Koshuk. Hard knockdown. Frame kill. Ooh,
the V skill 2 into the V trigger activation. I see you.
Let's go.
And MetroM able to take the first round. A pretty dominant performance. We did see Koshuk kind of make it more even. See the red fireball actually clipping, and then the wake up button's completely stuffed by that fierce.
Oh, he was ready for the jump out. So smart. No, he dropped it.
Yep. We'll hold. Yes, command throw. Zuna drop. That's going to switch sides as well. Oh,
and the stun. Is he going to do another one? Oh, if he had EX, he would have set him up for a really, really cool wall dive and some meaty claws. Dang! He just yells at him, just bad. Wow! Just come on, man. That just came out of nowhere. that would have been I think bad news if it was just blocked.
Yeah, definitely. But it's one of those moves in this game, right? It's very similar to EX tackle in the sense where you move back just to kind of lull the opponent into moving forward or doing something, thinking that they have some type of false sense of security, and then you hit them with some forward advancing special. In this case, you know, for Vega, he uses that move and takes the first game.
Bruh, I can't believe that hit. I can't believe that hit. That was sick. I'm a fan. Okay.
Oh, the triple crouch jab, get some distance back on him.
Big jumping coming from Metro too. Yeah, you were just about to say no anti-airs.
Yeah, Koshuk mainly focused on the ground game, right? Obviously, Vega does present a lot of trouble there.
Activation, checking the lows right after. Metro trying to V-skill 2 his way in. Koshuk did not happen.
I appreciate the discipline on MetroM's side, right? Didn't get caught by the low forward walking back. Ooh, the reset actually, and that will be enough damage. Okay. MetroM now on set point, just like that.
That's a lot of damage, man. Oh, big jump in off the fierce. That's what I like to see. High damage off the board. Setup time. That could have been a command grab. I think he might have gone for it. Mistimed it ever so slightly. Forward throw again. Back to claw stance. Ooh, get off me.
They're just dominating at that range. I like him keeping the claw on at this point as well. No anti-air from Metro. Oh, but the crush counter's there. Oh, another one. Doesn't combo with a slide yet, but still such a hefty life lead for him. He's going to be feeling real comfortable for the rest of the round.
And it's hard. Koshuk has so much on the table with meter, right? Hasn't been able to spend any of it whatsoever. It's been a real detriment to his gameplay. Like, he hasn't thrown out any fireballs. Just right there, when he does, he gets clipped because Metro, he's on the prowl. The reactions are crazy. This allows him to get, what, 2 games straight over Koshuk?
Yeah.
It was a rough start.
Yeah, I really felt like Koshuk was super concerned with the ground game, right? That's why we didn't get to see a lot of anti-airs. That's why he was still going for fireballs in those scenarios. And I think MetroM just really had the read on his opponent right there. He was like, okay, I frustrated him enough from this neutral range where he wants to play, but he's getting out-footsied by my claw stance and whatnot, to where now he's going to have to start going with the longer range options, right? The fireball, something like that. And he was ready for that option. So just beautiful play from MetroM. Pretty much presented Koshuk with situations that he was ready to checkmate at any moment. So yeah, just absolutely phenomenal play from our Vega player. That's going to be moving on to top 8 winner side, actually.
Yeah. So Kosh is still going to be down below on the loser side as we gear up to see Chocote versus Child 233.
Most definitely. That's going to be our next match here on the bracket, of course. You can follow along on Smash GG as always when it comes to the CPT online tournaments. We already have 2 players qualified for top 8. Of course, your Capcom Cup champion, iDom, defeated CJ Truth 2-0. And then we got Mandrake defeating Burkish in the Urian Mirror. Very entertaining set. If you missed it, I highly encourage you to go back and watch it. Defeated him 2-1. It came down to last round. Very good. And now we got MetroM as our 3rd qualifier. And as you mentioned, Child 233 and El Chocote going to be our last qualifying match for winner side top 8. And we got a whole losers bracket to go through.
Yeah, but before we go into that match, so we are going to take a quick break. So we highly encourage you guys to check it out. But come right back for some more Street Fighter V action as we continue the Capcom Pro Tour online. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back from the very, very short break into the Capcom Pro Tour Online 2020. We're here with the North American qualifiers for the East region. My name is Vicious, back again with Ringe. We do have the second half of our top 8 going on, or excuse me, top 16 into top 8 going on. We have Child 233 going up against El Chocote. This is going to be a very, very exciting one. Child 233, I barely get to see, but I know he plays Balrog. I've seen him from some of his VODs over in March, doing pretty well for himself. Like his record going into the top 16 was pretty impressive. He took down Space Boy. He took down the Anthrax as well. Finds himself here against Chocote. Very excited to see what he's about.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've been familiar with Child. He's been around the way for quite some time. Always been a Balrog player, to my knowledge, at least. As long as I've been familiar with him, he's always been rocking the Rog, the boxer. So it's going to be fun to watch him. I want to see if he goes with V-Skill 2 or V-Skill 1 up against, of course, El Chocote, another guy that's been around the way for quite some time now. Mika Loyalist. And I really just love seeing the character Loyalist shine. As we get more and more into a game's lifespan, that's when they're really going to start performing even better than they have previously, right? Because they get comfortable with these characters in all these situations that people don't get comfortable with because they're switching characters, right? We see them really start exploiting certain things in matchups and just in general, really making their characters shine to the best of their ability. And it's always a dope thing to see as games get older.
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to see Chocote versus Child. Balrog versus Mika. You know, I think once Balrog gets in the blender, he is going to have a hard time, obviously. But I think he holds his ground pretty decently in the neutral against the likes of Mika.
Most definitely, right?
So we're going to see how that works out. Again, Chocote, no stranger to danger. We've seen him time and time again with numerous events, infamously known as eliminating Tokido over at SoCal Regionals. I believe it was like, what, 2018 or 2017? It was one of those years. No, it had to be 2018.
I can't remember the exact year, but I do remember I was trying to text you to go get food, and you were just ignoring me because you're like, no, I'm betting on this match right now. Sorry. I can't go. Can't do anything about it.
That's true. That's true.
I was like, what the heck, Jeremy? You're like, Tokido's playing. Get out of here. I was like, all right, fair enough.
My mistake. Sometimes it just gets overwhelming. Like, there's some really good players, you know, I can't help it.
Don't worry, I can't wait to be blown off again once offline tournaments get back. Oh, nice command throw on the V reversal. Another one for him. Oh, and the meaty crouch medium punch. I love seeing that. Oh, bulldog the finish. That was a clinical wrestling lesson right there coming out from Mika.
It's like Rocky. It's like Rocky versus Thunderlips, man. You got boxing versus wrestling, dude. Eventually, the box is gonna end up wrestling you down too. You never know.
Let's see. Ooh, I like that. The grapples. You mentioned it. He's getting close now. Oh my goodness, the grip.
Shot. Playing like a man.
Wait a minute though. We got the Irish whip. 2v1. Great block. Incredible play from Child in that round. Yes, incredible play from Child that entire round.
Living up to his dojo's sake. What is respect? There were so many resets with the throw that granted him so many opportunities to mix El Chocote. That was pretty good.
Oh, that meaty Ric Flair chop. Oh my goodness, and then the forward fierce. Now we're on the other side, and just like that, you're stunned up. She's got critical art on deck as well. Gonna pop that for sure.
Kaneko-man Buster, tag one side to the other, smush Parker, for the re.
Oh no. I got a Kobe jersey back here. Don't bring up Smush Parker. Oh, the perfect as well with the crouch line kick afterwards. You ain't doing nothing.
You thought you were walking back? No. No, sir. You are getting fined for jaywalking. Don't do that. You are not allowed to cross the street. That was pretty good. 7 golden letters for Chocote. What was that? 2 straight? No, I'm sorry. That was 1.
Yeah, it was just the first game.
That was only 1 game. I felt like it was. I don't know. It was quite the bust ass. I thought it was 2. I'm just saying.
They're going back into it. We'll see if boxing can bounce back here. The wrestling
like
proved superior.
Oh no! Committed to the target combo. Getting the full punish. Oh, anti-air, yes sir. Other side, whip him back into shape. Reset, command grab. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, he went with the forward fierce, of course, plus frames per day is right. That's why he wanted to V reversal. Does find himself out of the corner and a side switch, but the wake up buttons from Chocote, you gotta put some respect on it.
That's the second time he's converted off the crouch strong, man. Child's got those confirms on deck, but here comes Chakotay.
Ooh, you see him trying to walk back, not out of the range of EX command grab.
Ugh. Get off me.
The Universal Stun City. By Stun City, I mean Stone Cold Stunner into the giant swing.
No. Ugh. He's dead. His back is broken. Not even a vertebrae. Just the whole thing. It's spinal.
Spinal?
It's spinal. I'll never get tired of that joke. It just makes sense because it's you know, it's Mike Tyson.
Oh. You see? Okay. And you know, I don't blame Chakotay going for the command grab right there. He had really, up to that point, done a lot of meaty regular throws so he can anti-air Child trying to jump out, but Child stuck with it. Now we got the 2v1 again. Oh, a little bit of a spike right there, messing up the combo. Nice backdash out of the command grab.
That might have been Brimstone, most likely, from Chakotay. Dang! Okay.
Whoa.
He's just trying to raw slide. Oh, EX Brimstonian. Oh.
Oh, once more on him. Oh, plus
Are you
3.
dead?
The EX.
No way! Woo.
Great stuff from Chakotay right there. Just enough damage. Really just a classic case of conditioning his opponent, right? He did so many right things once he got Child to the corner. I thought Child did a good job of being stubborn in the right way, right? We saw at that point where Chakotay set up a command grab, but Child kept jumping out despite him getting anti-aired for that earlier. So I thought that was being stubborn in the right way, but I think Chakotay just had too much of an offensive momentum going for him, made too many good decisions. And again, you put in that +3 situation against Mika like that in the corner, it feels so helpless. Like, I mean, what backdashing, you can backdash, but you're not going to gain any distance, right? You're just going to dodge the throw if he goes for that. But if he doesn't, you get blown up. And we saw him even hard call out the backdash before off that forward fierce with the dash of his own into command grab. So yeah, Chakotay just, I mean, he's a monster on that Mika.
I don't feel good after that. I feel bad a little bit. I feel bad just a little bit, honestly. Hold up. I got to move myself to the back of the queue before I get carried away.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen here, chat. You know, things happen. You know, sometimes you get robbed by these characters. You just got to keep going. Child's not done yet. Again, that was the winner side, so he has plenty to play over on the loser side. He awaits his fate between these next two players, whom we have Prophet versus Brian F.
Oh, well, most definitely.
Yeah,
Brian
so
F, who I believe defeated Lud in losers finals of their pool.
Yeah. That's actually correct. Yeah, you see him in the loser side. Prophet versus Brian F queuing up. You see Child in round 2. Hoji versus Zeferino, the two character specialists. I'm excited for that. KnuckleDo and Terrence. That's going to be pretty exciting. As well as Smug and Shine.
Yes, I can't wait for the entirety of our losers bracket action. Again, if you're just joining us, KnuckleDo did fall to Koshuk. You can see it waiting in that second half of losers round 2. He was playing Kage, fell to our MetroM, our Vega player in winners bracket. And yeah, that person's going to be taking on the winner of Hoji versus Zeferino, which, I mean, what a prize you get, right? The Cody and the Saga, two of the premier players on those characters, going to be battling out. I personally can't wait for that match. I think that might be my most anticipated like round 1 top 16 match we have.
Yeah, I'm all about it, honestly. And just to kind of refresh your guys' memory at home, we highly encourage you guys to register now for the South America and Asia Southeast qualifiers if you are in that eligible region. But there's going to be plenty more CPT events, man. This year is a wild one, but we're still trying to deliver that content to you. We're still trying to deliver the Pro Tour to you.
Yes.
And in full fashion, as much as we can, as best as we can, right? Considering, or all things considered. We do have Brian F going up against Prophet. Here we go. Balrog versus Urian. Prophet is one of the guys that Brian F mentioned in the pre-show who he was terrified of. And also a player that is that might have got KnuckleDo's number, but that wasn't the case here. They were just talking about how powerful Urian was, right? So here we go. Brian F versus Prophet.
We saw multiple players talk about the Urians in NA East, right? There's a lot of them. Prophet being one of them. We've seen Burkish. We've seen Mandrake. Plenty of heavy hitters here, and we're gonna see how Brian F really deals with this Urian here. He's going with V skill 1. He talked a little bit about his V skill usage, right? He's like, if I gotta chase you, I'm gonna use the V skill 1. V skill 2 is more of like if he's gonna be playing as a wall. So we'll see. He's going with the chase down setup here, and it's worked out until then. Medium punch into the tackle as he tried to get in close.
And you saw them reacting to the turnaround punch, which is very seldom used by Balrog players nowadays, right? One throw will do it, and you already know Brian F. nice and easy. He's going to test you. Even if he knows what you got on the board, like you have what? Your V-trigger out, you have 1 bar. He has so much life that he's already calculated what risks to take, and he's like, you know what? Throw is going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm. I love how we got the player profile pictures tinted to match the character portraits as well. Got the blue Brian F. Oh.
I like that a lot.
Wow, Brian was even ready for that not to combo right there. It was a wild trade.
Whew.
There's Rushman. Oh, the meatiest of overheads.
Oh, do it again? Yeah, big punish incoming. Here comes Prophet. No, sir, I lied to you. Put the mirror out again, apply the pressure. He still gets the same side throw.
Ooh, jumping, not biting. Great anti-air on the EX knees. Incredible stuff from Brian. Maintain his momentum, maintain his control here. Using both EX bars, blocks it. Beautiful block and punish on that target combo. Definitely susceptible to getting punished. And Brian F knows this.
I didn't mean to yell that into your ears, but every time I see the target combo come out, my brain's like, punish the hell out of him. Man, so that sequence is actually wild. Brian F like literally pumped the brakes as soon as he got the meaty set up and just waited forever for a headbutt or any sort of wild erratic movement coming from Prophet, but instead was still ready for the knee drops too. The fact that he anti-aired the hell out of that with medium punch was superb. Brian F just knowing the situations and having the reactions on top of that, that was sick. Yo, get out of here, Brian! How do you know? How do you know?
The trade combo with the sweep afterwards, he's
It's
really
online. It's
prepared.
online. He's dude. He created his own fiber optic network, dude.
He's good creating his own internet connections. That's beautiful stuff from Brian. I mean, yeah, the amount of how impressive this is, considering it's also online, should not be understated, right? He's playing phenomenally well. Right now we got Prophet bouncing back, and again, you know, sometimes you're just a frame or two too late on that anti-air attempt and it ends up trading, and that time Prophet was able to trade successfully for the round.
That was actually ridiculous. I like the comeback there from Prophet, though. I'm glad that he's not deterred whatsoever. Brian F shaking him down with the stand fierce. Another throw. Ugh. Counter hit into the target combo. Another throw. Bring him down to earth.
Ooh. And again, just backing up, giving him that false sense of security right into the rush punch. You got to know against Bar, he's going to be charging. Oh my goodness. Just the back up into the EX rush punch. That means he's going to have 2 bars coming into round 3 as well. Great stuff from Brian, preserving the meter right there, not willing to just spin the critical art when he had such a life lead.
That could have turned it around either way. Oh, that was a big Quarrel Punch counter hit there from Prophet. That was up close too. Could have got a big conversion. Pretty sure at least. Because that looked like it was like meaty enough to get at least a crouch jab or something.
Yeah, you probably didn't have the charge ready for the special move, but maybe a normal afterwards would have been the job. Nice backdash here again. Brian just wants to get that optimal range that Balrog can start. Yes, again, rush punching. You know, I was going to say, Prophet has that EX tackle locked and loaded on his side as well, but Brian, oh my goodness.
Dang. The double roundhouse, you know how meaty that can be.
Oh, and not flinching on the crouch light kick pressure either. And then reaction blocks the overhead. Great stuff. Oh, a little bit too early on the anti-air, and now the counter hit. Oh, no.
Oh, no, he dropped it. Are you dead? You're dead. Oh, no. Prophet dropped the EX tackle.
Heartbreaking loss for Prophet for sure, because that is in the loser's side, and that was for the set. So he's not going to get another opportunity to run that back this time around. He'll have to wait till NA East 2 to perhaps answer that dropped combo. Very unfortunate for Prophet. Big ups to him, though, of course. Part of that NA East Urian army that has been showing out, have been getting everybody worried that's going to have to play against them. But Brian F pulls it out again. Incredible play from him all set, though, right? We saw a bunch of trade combos. We saw incredible awareness on the anti-airs. We saw him just converting online like he really shouldn't be, right? It's just very impressive.
Oh, man. Brian F chiming in on the chat saying that was indeed a lag spike. It was unfortunate. They both actually almost dropped it. But, I mean, like, it is what it is, man. Like, yeah. I don't mean to sound insensitive about it. I'm not trying to, obviously. But, I mean, like, it's the environment that we're forced to be in, honestly. Like, it sucks. But it was a good showing either way. from
was.
both players. I mean, Prophet, that was so very close. His comeback potential was definitely there.
Yeah,
Definitely there.
that's the thing that I want to highlight with Prophet, right? It seemed like even after that first game, even after Brian really showed how impressive he was playing, Prophet did not look shook at all, right? We saw him bounce back. He was still playing incredibly well. It was unfortunate that a spike in the network ended up being what cost him the drop and probably cost him the round. So yeah, unfortunate for sure. But I mean, we got to highlight just how great both of those players played. Brian F, of course, we talked about that really impressive anti-air on the EX knees, right? And I really want to highlight why that was so impressive is because a lot of the time, Brian F and just players in general are focusing on the ground game in certain scenarios like that, right? You mentioned all the threats that Urian had on the ground, whether it be the dash, the EX headbutt, EX tackle, the stand strong, all of these options, these tools. And Brian has to worry about that. But at the same time, being able to worry about that and still react to such a fast jump in attack like the EX knees with an anti-air is incredible.
No, absolutely. I mean, the fact that he's prepared for those scenarios like literally every single day. He streams this game almost every single day. The practice actually just is always going to pay off for him.
Yeah.
He moves on to fight off against Child. That's going to be the boxer mirror match of all things, right? But we are going to get into what Hoji and Zeferino. Yes. Let's go. So what's super hype about this is Hoji is the Cody player right now. He is one of the hottest commodities with Cody. There is another very infamous Cody player as well up in the Warlord ranks. I think Shazzy's he's a Warlord now, right?
Oh, well, yeah, Shazzy's like top 5 in like the CFN usually. Like I hardly ever see him outside of it.
Yeah, so I mean, I just want to see him play too. Going up against Zeferino, longtime veteran in the Street Fighter series, being a Sagat specialist, and putting in that work, like really breaking down the character on his streams. And he's infamous for making some crazy highlights over at like Punk's community tournament, a handful of other tournaments that's been happening in the NA region. He's the guy to look for. And it's going to be quite exciting because we have 2 characters under the radar and 2 very like high profile players specializing in said characters.
Yeah, and I've been a big fan of Zaf, like this whole his whole journey from Street Fighter V, right? I mean, he's been around for a while, but I think really he took advantage of the content grind games. He's been really putting his head down and making a lot of entertaining content on his stream, on Twitch, on Twitter, highlighting a lot of the great stuff that he's been doing with Sagat and in general on Street Fighter V. I just think he's a person to be admired and a person you should look to if you're really trying to step up your content game or just in general trying to make, our situation in quarantine work right now. I think Zaf has done a great job, not only playing well, but also growing his profile and really growing his popularity. So big ups to him. And I can't wait to see his matchup against Hoji, who has been very entertaining in his own right, with this Cody, who I heard F-Word talk about how Cody is definitely one of the biggest winners of this latest patch in their show earlier on in the week before you guys. So definitely want to see Hoji on display as well as Zaf. Again, the match I'm looking forward to most here in our top 8 or top 16, excuse me.
Yeah, honestly excited for whichever one of these players moves on. It's gonna be sick no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Because the winner of this actually gets to play a Kage player. This is like, it's weird how it plays out. It's like the bracket, like the lineup of like some of the underrated players or actually both underrated players and underrated characters. Right. So that's pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, exactly. Like we had Urian mirrors and now we have Balrog mirrors and now we have like the underrepresented characters going up against each other. Even when they win, they're going to be going up against another underrepresented character. Zaf already starting out well.
I was thinking what Hoji was going to pick for his V-skill, and he goes for V-skill 2 as expected, right? He kind of wants to get around some of the fireballs that Sagat can lay down just like that, right? And kind of throw off the timing of Zeferino. That's right. Yeah, we are at the grid. Man, I forget sometimes. I'm just so caught up in the action, just like in anticipation. It's like, I want to see these guys like, get at each other. But
yeah, I just heard like a cry of help from Mother Base. I wasn't sure what just happened, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, the training stage. Yes, indeed. So Hoji, of course, yeah, he's gonna be making a lot of use of that sway, right? It also dodges a lot of V reversals. You got to be on the lookout for that. He's gonna be applying a lot of pressure and then canceling into that sway. Man, he's just an expert at using it.
He's so sick, man. When you were breaking down the sway, he literally went past the low tiger shot and kicked the hell out of Sagat. That's so
It was
cool.
so good. It was so good. So yeah, both these players, it looks like they're still playing it out like they are anticipating that it counts. I'm not sure how that's all going to be handled. I think after this round, hopefully one of them sees the message and just goes to the next game. But we'll see. Thank you all again for tuning in to Capcom Pro Tour Online. Again, this is going to be the first NA East event. There's only going to be 2 events per region for these players to qualify, right? That's something you heard Punk highlight in the pre-show, if you were able to catch that, was that how stressful and how much pressure there is on all of these players because they have so few chances to actually qualify for Capcom Cup this year. So definitely the nerves are high, the pressure is as intense as it's ever been, and we're going to see who really steps up to the plate and shows out and gets that spot, especially with the champ iDom being in this side of the bracket.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm glad that he got to play. I mean, he's just another guy that just wants to play the game, honestly.
Yeah.
It was a pretty big discussion. It was like semi-heated, but we were still like all civilized about it to kind of like talk about whether or not he should, whether or not the rules should kind of be implemented towards like the newer players or the players that aren't the champ, right? But either way, I'm still glad that he's allowed to play. That's my
absolutely. Yeah, he's one of those guys that is just looking to constantly compete at the highest level possible, right? He's like a saint in that way. Just like Sonic Fox that we mentioned before. These players that really are all about just constantly playing the game and get so much enjoyment out of it, they just seem to be floating to the top when it comes to the skill level and when it comes to the results. So we see iDom, defending champion, standing firmly at the gates to see if anybody can get past him. And we heard Sean a little bit in the pre-show as well talk about that, right? He said, if iDom is not in the tournament, I think he thinks it feels a little worse. He said, if you do manage to win the tournament with iDom in the bracket, I mean, that's a big boost to your confidence. That means you really got the W. I mean, nobody can take that away from you, right? Nobody can say, oh, iDom wasn't in the bracket. Would you have been iDom? There's going to be none of that. So if anybody manages to dethrone the gatekeeper, then they're going to have a huge momentum on their side and have a lot of confidence as well.
Yeah, I mean, on top of the confidence booster, you actually have hard evidence to see what went right in the matchup so that you can apply it going forward. That's only going to benefit you as a player and a competitor. I just think it's rough to get gatekept by the champion. I understand how intimidating that may be, but if you're aiming to be the top, you have to beat the guy sitting in the throne, right?
If you want to be the man, you have to beat the man, as Ric Flair drip would say.
Mm-hmm. That's true, man.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody's able to beat iDom here today. Again, this is the last round of their match on training stage right now, so we're gonna get the Street Fighter back at you guys in a little while. Do not fret. Do not fret at all. And again, thank you all for joining us here on this online representation of Capcom Pro Tour. And there's been a lot of online representation in the fighting game community, right? We mentioned Blink Esports earlier with their amazing Street Fighter tournaments, whether it be for West Coast, East Coast, and the various regions that they're holding it down for. Just amazing production quality and just dope overall vibe to the tournaments that they've been holding down. We had the Trans Combat tournament recently that went really well. Hosted by Amanda. Just a lot of great online tournaments have been happening, and the community has been stepping up in a huge way during this quarantine. So I just want to say all the love to the fighting game community, especially the organizers and anybody still holding tournaments and giving out prizes and all this stuff, really making sure that the players still have an incentive to grind throughout the whole season. It's just been a beautiful thing to watch the fighting game community come together during this quarantine and really step up their whole entire game.
That's big facts. There's no other way to put it other than that, honestly. I think everybody who's kind of been on the fence about playing in these online tournaments or whether or not, they're good enough, they get kind of intimidated. I see a lot of handful of players on the forums. I lurk on our Street Fighter, and some people are just like, I'm climbing my way to bronze and whatnot, but I'm still kind of nervous about entering these tournaments. Now's the best time. Everybody's in quarantine. Everybody's trying to teach you. Now's the best time to learn, right? Okay, everybody's showing love to the community and putting on all these exhibitions, these free to enter tournaments with at least pretty good incentives as well. I say just go all in, man. Just dive right into the pool. Everybody's here. Everybody's down to help.
Yeah, man. Shout outs to the EU scene as well, the UK scene. Big ups to Damascus. Damascus has been holding a lot of dope online tournaments as well, getting a lot of talent together, whether it be players, whether it be commentators and personalities. I mean, it's just been an amazing thing to see. You can see WSO sessions going down every Monday, of course. The winner stays in sessions, right? I love their take on that, as well as Turn the Beat Back, the recap show that we've been going on, highlighting the past of the Capcom Pro Tour. And yeah, you can also design a costume for any character of your choice. Really, it's going to be one of the first times a fan-made costume is going to be put into Street Fighter V rather than just the Capcom Cup winner. But we are on this God home field advantage now. Zeferino's going to have that in his back pocket.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
So we're back to the actual match now. We got Hoji versus Zaf. Whoa. Ooh, I like that. Assessing it early with the uppercut. Not even EX.
Oh. Time to play ball. Oh, let's go. Set him up.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Hoji command grab the stun. That is a home run hitter.
That feels so bad. The Rock is so meaty, bro. Meatier than Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, for sure. The Rock says, know your damn role. 100%.
Oh, he tried to sway right there, but the last bit of the active frames actually did catch it. Hoji's taking a little bit of damage. Beautiful car uppercut for the anti-air.
Zeferino making his way in. Got clipped instead. I think that was like a forward momentum kick. I couldn't tell if it was like forward short or forward roundhouse.
Yeah. Either way, gonna be able to be reversal out of the corner for a little bit of breathing room.
Man, I can't believe Cody takes the pipe like the Joker, dude. He literally goes for the spine as he beats you down, man. That's insane. I always love that animation. It's so brutal.
He doesn't underestimate his opponent, right? He's going for the most damage possible. I appreciate it. And again, Zaf can feel real comfortable at this point, right? The magic pixel available for Hoji at this point. Oh, but another anti-air. Zaf answering any and all attempts from the sky from Hoji.
Yikes.
Full bar for Hoji though. Definitely a dangerous man. Gonna use the EX Zonk to get in. Oh, once more on him. Wow.
A lot of plus frames, man.
Yeah, the plus frames eventually got Zaf to crack. Nice. He's ready with the sway.
Oh no! Big jump in there from Zeferino, getting himself out of the corner. Big counter hit, but didn't lead to big damage. Instead, he just goes for the fireball ender. Anti-air there off the V trigger. Hoji is gonna set up for game. Is he gonna set up for game with the Rock? Tag team champion of the world?
The Rock and Sock.
Yeah.
If iDom played Cody, that's what it would be. All right, got the activation. Ooh. And the activation, he's not worried about those fireballs whatsoever because of that sway. And that's really the hallmark of Hoji's play, right? That's what we most know him for, just that utilizing that sway unlike any other Cody in existence. And I think that's what propels him to what many people consider to be the best Cody player.
And this guy is just a student of the game, straight up. When he's not playing Street Fighter V, he's watching a ton of streams about Street Fighter V. I see this guy in Brian F's chat, Sajam's chat, like almost all the time. And just a handful of other Street Fighter communities, dude. This guy is always studying the game as I go to the back of queue. Hold up.
Yeah, you got to keep your ear to the ground, right? Your ear to the streets. You got to know what's going to be on the come up, whether it be players, whether it be character strategies, whether it be new like epiphanies when it comes to matchups. Everything is constantly being developed. That's one of the beautiful things about fighting games, right? Is that people are constantly playing them and they're constantly figuring them out because there's so much depth to them that there is just constant digging to be done to find out really everything that is nuanced about these games. So it's great to hear, Hoji being a student of the game, and pretty much all our players here in top 16 are going to be students of the game. That's how they got as far as they have. So big ups to everybody that's gone in here so far. We do have our top 8 winners side actually done. So if you want to go to Smash GG, you can check that out. We are going through the losers bracket right now. There's still losers bracket round 1 action. So still plenty of Street Fighter V to go today. And of course, we're going to handle top 8 tomorrow right here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters as well. So this is going to be game 2. We got Zaf and our man Hoji coming at it. Oh, Zaf actually changing to the Seth.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I wanted to see some Seth play, honestly. That's what I'm going to call it. Every time there's a knockdown that happens, here comes Seth play.
Oh, I see you. The puns.
Yeah, going with V trigger 1 though, which is pretty good for damage dealing. Can set yourself up for a lot of plus frames, and just look at the damage on the board that Seth presents, right?
I was gonna say, even before the V trigger 1, Seth outputting magnificent damage.
An absolute unit, I'm telling you. Oh! It was Cradle!
I was gonna say, despite Hoji winning that first game, right, we saw when he would take to the sky, he would get DP'd every time, and we see Zaf still consistent with that with Seth as well.
Oh god, it's so good.
We're trying for the air axe kick again. Jump on me, and the DP is there.
And it's so frustrating to even deal with Seth's air game because of the fact you can change trajectories with the axe kick, right?
Yeah, incredible whiff punish by Hoji though. Came out a little bit too frisky with the flurry strikes.
Yo!
Oh, yeah, the sway on the V reversal. We talked about it at the very beginning of the set. Oh, and the punish. Beautiful stuff from Hoji.
I would say, man, like if you're worried about axe kick, you could probably just sway past it, right? Just as an anti-air maybe. Catch Seth on the way down. Oh.
Yeah, it was a huge jump in for Hoji, but might have been a spike there. Didn't actually get a follow-up.
That's so difficult to even try to contest, though, as I'm thinking about it going in. Like, it's... Oh, there it is!
Yeah. It was actually just a regular jump in that time, though, right? So it gave Seth an opportunity to recover and punish.
Two smart V reversals back-to-back. Zeferino, again, despite being at the life deficit, he knew that if he ate that Zonk Knuckle, like, blocked, he was going to have a hard time trying to get out.
Oh, no, the EXDP. It'll lead to a crush counter punish here. Hoji doesn't have his V trigger, but oh yeah, checkmate scenario right there. Great. Tech throw, another one after the dash. Zap holding on for dear life here. This is set point. Oh no, tried to bust out with the EX Flurry. However, Hoji took to the skies once again, gets to the other side and seals the set for himself.
I get the idea of EX Hekatonkaries coming out. Like, he wanted to find a way to go into V-Trigger, but Hoji sensed that he was 2 steps ahead and immediately jumped over. A lot of recovery on the Hekaton. It's a million or 100 punches, right? You're just going to, like, sit there and just wait for the full animation. That was a good call. Good read on Hoji.
Yeah, man, that's another situation we find ourselves commonly in Street Fighter V, right? Is that sometimes you commit to, like, one of your longer range ground moves, whether it be a special or a normal. And if that's the time the opponent chooses to jump in, you're paying for it dearly, as we saw right there from Hoji. So he's going to be moving on to face, I believe, Koshuk with his Kage coming up in round 2 of Losers Top 16 to try to get into that top 8 bracket, which will be going down tomorrow, of course. So big ups to, oh, I read it up. I'm not trying to play. I'm trying to go to the back of the queue. But yeah, so big ups to all of our participants so far. I believe we have one more match in Losers round 1, or maybe 2.
We have two, actually. We do have KnuckleDo and Terrence queuing up. We also have Smug and Shine, which we're about to jump into as well. But again, we have 2 more matches on the Losers side, but we do highly encourage you guys to hydrate yourselves, get a snack as we continue the rest of this top 16. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have more Street Fighter V from the East Coast.
Make your move. Hey, you! Show me a real attack.
Anti-airs, or AAs for short, are attacks done from the ground with the intention of attacking an opponent who is in the air. Characters usually have at least one normal attack anti-air and one special attack anti-air. Normal attack anti-airs are generally easier to do execution-wise and help put the user at a comfortable position. But do be careful though, as there are moves in the game which are designed to counter these types of anti-airs. But what about special attack anti-airs? Special attack anti-airs are slightly more difficult to perform and sometimes come with benefits that normal attack anti-airs probably can't offer. All depends on the character. Special attack anti-airs have some sort of priority to airborne attacks, and are generally more reliable than normal attack anti-airs. In most cases, they can even counter aerial options that change a character's jump arc. When picking a character to play in Street Fighter V, one of the first things you should do is find out what their anti-air options are. As they will save you from taking a considerable amount of damage. Anti-airs are extremely important at any level of Street Fighter, as it helps assert your control in a match. When picking a character to play in Street Fighter V, one of the first things you should do is find out what their anti-air options are, as they will save you from taking a considerable amount of damage. Throws, also referred to as grabs, are quite prevalent in Street Fighter V and are a valuable asset to a character's arsenal. The two types of throws you should know about are the forward throw and the back throw. Forward throws are performed by holding forward on your controller and pressing light punch and light kick simultaneously. You can also press light punch and light kick without inputting a direction, and a forward throw will still come out. For the back throw, you have to hold backwards on your controller and press light punch and light kick at the same time. Forward throws are the primary throw, as they can help take the opponent closer to the corner, and in the corner, they are really effective. The back throw, however, can inflict more damage and potentially more stun. All depends on the character. One last thing to note is that some characters have regular grabs that require the opponent to be in a certain position. Now what happens if the opponent inputs a throw around the same time you do? Well, what happens is that you nullify the throw, which causes a throw escape. Obvious. We usually call these throw techs or throw breaks. All in all, throws play a big part in Street Fighter V.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Capcom Pro Tour online qualifier for the NA East. My name is Vicious, back again with Ringe. Big shout outs to Jammers for doing all those videos, by the way. Listening to his professional voice is something else. I've heard the man commentate before, but doing a recorded segment for character breakdowns is absolutely bonkers. It's so sick. It's just like, man, it's like day and night, but they're still very good.
Jammers is a scientist, right? You put him in his natural lab habitat. You're like, all right, explain to the people how these characters work. And, you know, he comes with it. Big ups to Jammers, of course, whether it be on the commentary or whether it be on the breakdowns that we have throughout the Capcom Pro Tour. There's an amazingly talented individual out of the Europe scene. So big ups, man. Big ups. It's been a great talked about it time and time again, right? Everybody coming together to really enhance our experience, however it may be. Jammers playing another one of those parts, in addition to like turn the beat back as well as fighting words, right? There's been a lot of shows coming out from Capcom to highlight some of the feelings that we're losing this year, right? Not being able to be together, be at these offline events, because of the so much camaraderie that is built at all these offline events. When you get to talk to other people in person and play with each other in person, it's just an amazing experience that, of course, we're missing out this year. But there's been such a incredible effort from the fighting game community and Capcom and all these amazing companies to really bring that experience to us at home as close as it possibly can be, right? So big ups to everybody, and I just love the way the fighting community has come together as we get into another losers match, an incredible losers match, two staples of the Street Fighter V scene. We're gonna have KnuckleDo versus Terrence, the two, again, a Guile player, Mika player, Cammy player, whoever, you know, NuckleDo is feeling today, going up against Terrence, who is absolutely, unquestionably a Yunli loyalist. This is the only character I've ever seen my man play.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's it for a second. I saw G and I was petrified. Daddy Blue going straight for the G pick, and Soriku, aka Terrence, with a new and improved Chun-Li. And I say that because the significant buffs she had in this season kind of made a lot of other players pick up this character. One notable player, Alex Myers. But we'll see how it goes in the hands of an actual original Chun-Li player, okay?
Yo, the card tag he has to is sorry. You know, that's just insult to injury right there. He don't feel bad about anything he's about to do with Chun-Li.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. No, you're not. Daddy he's testing out his power-ups now. What were you gonna say?
Ooh, I was just gonna say I like him using the roundhouse right. Of course, Chun-Li loves to play from that stand fierce range for her. Oh my goodness, fell into a command grab. It's gonna be level 2 president combo as well, the optimal stuff.
Oh, unnecessary.
Yeah.
My man did medium kick, or excuse me, low medium kick as a punish, dashed up and through for the meat tear.
Yeah, you know, G's one of those characters that you're not going to get anything off of low medium kick unless you have V-trigger cancel, right? So because of that, he just dashes up and throws afterwards.
Acting like you won't get command grab. That's true, man. It just resonates, man. As soon as Smug said that, it's just like G players all across the world are like, this is what we need to do. Command grab even more. He's on to something.
Yeah, man, of course, KnuckleDo does have that very fierce V-trigger locked and loaded. Oh, I was going to say, perhaps the most feared V-trigger in Street Fighter V. Look at the activate. EX SBK, though, does get him out of that situation.
Oh, but can you block this? What was he, like, anticipating with the axe kick? Oh, that was supposed to whiff. Oh,
right.
No.
Right, you know?
Okay.
A little bit weird.
I'm confused a little bit.
Yeah.
So a couple instances there. KnuckleDo actually went for the jump cross up, right? Immediately went to the wheel kick, I should call it technically.
Yeah.
What was that supposed to bait?
I wish I knew the answer. I'm sure there is an answer that I'm just can't think of at the moment, but yeah.
It worked out though. It caught Terrence jumping back. Or jumping out something. I can't even remember. I was so fixated on the kick itself. But hey, let's talk about what's going on in this match. A lot of fireballs coming out from KnuckleDo, playing the neutral a lot more while still in the president level.
Yeah, but you can tell right there, Terrence knew that he was too close to him to go with that stand light kick anti-air that you want to do with Chun-Li. So he just chooses to walk under, block the cross up. Sometimes that's the best anti-air you can possibly get. Oh, but yes, level 2, the extra juggle points going straight into the CA. That's one thing that KnuckleDo has with his G character, man. He knows all the optimal combos, all the optimal punishes at whatever president level he's at.
And that's spacing dependent, right? Like, if you see a jumping coming at you, you commit to the forward fierce like that. Or not forward fierce, what is that? Back
fierce, yeah.
Right? You have to go into like a specific route every time, depending on how high you hit the character. I was literally watching KnuckleDo go through this on his stream, as well as like Alex Myers did when he was learning this character. There's very specific nuances as to when you could land that back heavy punch.
Precisely. I mean, KnuckleDo, right? Put a lot of time into this character, and he's just so talented. Man, immediately figured it out. Gets the counter hit combo right there as well. Activation, you have canceling into the V-skill as well. Oh my, you can see that, right? The walk back directly into that forward advancing special. SBK does catch him. Wow, dash up EX legs.
Got the call show activation, checking the lows immediately after. No punish there, except, you know, he still got a low. It's fine. Stand short anti-air.
Oh my goodness, the buffers, they're always there for KnuckleDo off that stand light kick. Oh yeah, you know Terrence in his heart of hearts was so scared of that command grab. Gets his feet caught, and now KnuckleDo's on set point.
Starting off flailing about with heavy normals, trying to check Terrence. And Terrence was opting to go for like a lot of medium punch range normals. Or just medium normals in general. Has to back off. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. The counter hit after the command normal strong. It's either forward or back, right?
Oh, bust out with V still.
Keep him grounded.
Oh, and the stand fierce stuff in the wheel kick. These are great. He's great at thwarting these attempts of KnuckleDo trying to get out of the corner. But again, we talked about the stand light kick buffer behind it. Opened so many doors for KnuckleDo in this set. Oh no, his feet clipped. Oh, you gotta guess, my friend. Wow, wait for the shorts. I'm not guessing nothing.
I like that. Oh, no stopping that anti-air, no stopping the turnaround actually up that cross-up. KnuckleDo is just going to try to find his way and force entry. Terrence with the activation. Here he comes. No, he drops. Maybe that was a little bit too far. I think the timing was there, but it was just a little bit too far. Oh! Raw fireball. I like that.
Yep, I love that as well. Ready with the fireball off the trade on the jump in. Super smart. Oh, there it is, though. We talked about it. The back fierce right into the wheel kick. That's going to give him level 2 president, but that's going to be quickly dashed away. Oh! I love this from KnuckleDo now. He really sensed that Terrence was looking for command grab all last game, right? So he just pestered him with the shorts. Now he's pulling out these command grabs in these scrambly situations that are very hard to read.
Oh! Onto the other side. He's just chasing him down right now. KnuckleDo is trying his best to at least, you know, find an opening from this far away, get himself to at least V-trigger territory, and he does so, yeah, with that V-skill absorbing the fireballs. He understands the game plan, and Terrence no longer throwing those fireballs. You see him immediately noticing that strategy.
Indeed. Now Terrence is trying to make something more happen, right? He doesn't. It's rare that we don't see Chun-Li's really want to stay at that stand fierce range, but it's been costing him. Especially now, KnuckleDo has already dragged him to that corner with that V-trigger activation. Oh, you ain't jumping nowhere. Yes, optimal punish as well.
That was a classic pump fake. Did you see him pumping away at down forward, down back, over and over again? My man's jumped thinking he was gonna block, and Midori was just like, no. I'm not going for a shot. I'm passing to my teammates. I'm telling you, dude. It's KnuckleDo's Street Fighter is what it is. Just the pump fakes making you jump every time, dude.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that you gotta do with G, right? Is that you know that the fear already exists in the heart of the other player, that they're gonna get command grab. So you just gotta bring that fear to the forefront of their mind. So those little pump fakes and stuff like that, that's exactly what that does, right? It makes you want to jump. And then of course G has such good answers, especially in the corner for you to jump. When that V trigger is activated, literally you can stay at like a super safe space, and if they jump or if they whiff something, there's immediate V skill, right? And then they get punished for huge damage, and you have so much momentum, and you still have president levels. And I mean, it's just a very large hill to climb to come back from.
Somebody just said G players eat uncooked rice. Come on, man, that's too much. I was thinking about the last few seconds of life there that Terrence had. I was wondering if maybe he could have gone out with maybe a wall jump, considering what resources KnuckleDo had. He could have probably just eaten a singular normal as an anti-air, at least get himself out of the corner, right? As Chun-Li, you're able to jump out from the corner off the wall instead of just taking that the anti-air in the corner. I don't know. It could have been a different story. I'm just curious to see like what he could have done in that matchup. But I mean, tail of the tape, KnuckleDo moves on, eliminating Terrence. We're not going to see that moment, but he is going to fight off against Burkish in losers round 2 to get into top 8. But of course, we have Smug versus Shine to go through first.
An NLBC Classic. Shoutouts to New York, of course. 2 of the premier players of the United States, 2 of the premier players in the world, Smug and Shine, both going to be battling up against each other. And we saw a lot of people, Smug himself included, said Shine has the potential to win the entire thing, right? Of course, the favorites are KnuckleDo, iDom. I think Smug is also considered one of the likely players to win Brian F. But I think people, you know, maybe sleeping on Shine a little bit, especially with that Ibuki. Again, another guy that's been playing Ibuki pretty much nonstop throughout Street Fighter V's lifespan, even with some of her adjustments that toned her down a bit, still playing the character, still showing out and placing very well. So I want to see if Shine can really live up to that hype that some of his fellow players are giving him.
Yeah, he had a very valid point when it came to some of the adjustments made to Ibuki, specifically V-Trigger 2, with the Shuriken being, what, -4 now off of activation. He said if you're a good Ibuki player, there's so many ways around that. If anything, it just solidifies you even more to not just throw it out randomly. And it's only going to improve your game. So, I mean, it's one of those things where it is a nerf, a significant nerf at that. But if you're an above average player, you're not going to be throwing it out there to get punished in the first place. Right.
Exactly, right. He really highlighted it as a change that weeded out the real Ibuki players from the people that were playing her because she was super cheap, right? So with him, you know, he's got plenty of ways to kind of dance around that -4, really just allowing him to explore more and more of the nuances of the character. And we talk about this late into a game's lifespan. This is when character specialists really start to shine even more than they already do. So I can't wait to see Shine really bring this Ibuki to play, see if Smug's ready for it. Of course, we've seen amazing gameplay from Smug, whether it be on the Balrog or G, one of our favorite players to watch in any type of environment, whether it be online, offline. Smug always brings a show, whether it be his stream, his YouTube, just an incredible player to have in the fighting game community. So I'm glad we have him. And the winner of this is actually going to play CJ Truth. So yeah, the matches here in top 16 of NA East 1 for CPT 2020 have just been amazing, and they're going to continue to be just barn burners.
Yeah, and if you guys want to check the rest of the bracket, as we see here, the loser side is there. The round 2 is almost established. But with the winner side, to kind of refresh your memory, if you want to check it out yourselves, use !bracket in the chat, and it will link you. But just to kind of remind you guys, we have the graphic nice and ready. Thank you, producer man. Semifinals, iDom versus DR Mandrake, and MetroM versus El Chocotay sitting on the winner's side of top 8. That's going to be sick because we're going through all that tomorrow.
Indeed. So yeah, those guys sitting pretty in top 8 winner side. They don't have to worry about playing at all for the rest of the day, right? They can just watch the rest of this tournament and see who's going to join them in top 8 for tomorrow, do their thing to relax and kind of wind down from the online tournament, from the stressful environment that is tournaments in general, right? Of course, tournaments just put a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on the players themselves. You can see tournament veterans talking about how nervous they still get before every single match. So it's definitely a mental toll just entering tournaments and competing at the highest level that they possibly can. So big ups to them. It looks like we have a crash from Smug's PS4. So we're going to take a quick break, everybody. Do not fret. We'll be right back with that incredible NLBC matchup that I know everybody wants to watch. Shine versus Smug right here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. Don't go anywhere. And we are back right here on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us through that technical difficulty break, right? We had Smug's PS4 crash for a second, but he's back in the lobby, ready and willing, I should say, to get up against Shine. Both players have already readied up and are in the match themselves. We're loading as we speak. So who do you think is actually going to take this one, Jeremy? It's always been back and forth. These are two incredible competitors. What do you think?
So depending on who Smug uses, right? If Smug uses G going up against Shine Ibuki, I think he has a very, very solid chance to take it over Shine. If it's Balrog versus Ibuki, I like Shine.
Ooh, well, it is the G, as you said, right? So Smug, I think, thinking along the same lines as you, right? Rather go with G in this matchup, and we'll see how it fares against the Ibuki.
And this is a fair choice, honestly. Smug has been playing a lot more G than he has Balrog for a majority of like his streams. I know he just kind of came back into streaming as well, but for the most part, before and after his hiatus, he's been focusing on G a lot.
Yeah, we saw him do amazing work with G at Capcom Cup in 2019, right? So no surprise, he sticks with his character, and what a whiff punish just to start the damn game. Wow.
I'm telling you, this guy is a spacing master, okay?
Holy smokes. Already level 3 president as well.
You got the heavy punches on deck to get the whiff punishes.
And again, I love just abusing this level of fireball game. No anti-air though. It's gonna allow him to go down to level 2 president via the throw from Sean. Ooh, there we go. Counters the fireball game, stays on the same side as well.
Now it's all offense coming from the $3 shape up. Stun City. Illegal haircuts off the side. Yeah. Hang under the table. I see you. Ibuki, you gotta put the mask back on. G's got the right idea. You feel me? He's got a full-on face mask.
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
man.
I just know all our shape ups are looking $3 in this quarantine. That's for sure.
100%.
It's just a little rough. A little rough out here. Oh, nice anti-air. He was ready for it this time. He's going to be able to keep Smug locked into this corner as well. It's so important to not give Smug the space he wants. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I like that going over the fireball right there. The dash up though.
Low. A little bit of an interruption there. I feel like Smug definitely wanted to go into the dash under into V-Trigger, but missed the opportunity. And here comes Sheeny. Same side, the throw. That could have been dangerous. That could have been death, actually.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Shine like hesitated a little bit on that mix-up, right? Because the only reversal Smug has is super, which he did have, to be fair. It's just that such a significant life lead wouldn't have been too much of a detriment. However, Smug slowly working his way back into the match. Nice V reversal. Still gets clipped by that level 3 fireball, though, and jabbing out of the command grab. Not trying to get grit.
Yo, he actually could have gone to a jab confirm into dash, right? Like the dash punch into critical art, and that would have been it.
Yeah, I just think he had like kind of decided his decision beforehand, right? He was like, okay, it's very hard to react to getting that crouch jab, right? So when you go into a situation, you're like, either I'm going to crouch jab, look for the counter hit, or I'm going to double crouch jab into an EX special, or sometimes you're just like, I'm going to crouch jab, and whatever happens, I'm command throwing after. And that's what Smug tried to do, of course. He talks about how you think you won't get command grabs. You got to be on the lookout for that, especially against Smug. And Shine, very familiar with playing up against him, knows that's what's coming and is able to counter it. No, let me get out of here.
I was going to say, I think that's either way very, very smart from Shine to press crouch jab anyway, because if it was a full combo, he was dead. If he got reset, he was living, which he did go for. Very, very smart stuff from Shine. I'm going to get on out of here as well. Let me go back to the queue. Boom. California Power, you're up next. All right, so Shine 1 up. My previous prediction is not going so hot, but we did see some interesting situations, I would say, from Smug. There were like significant drops I saw when he actually got the low. There was one scenario where he got a dash up, crouch low, short, crouch jab, right? And didn't convert off of anything. He had full meter. He had all the meter in the world. He had the V trigger. He could have gone into the dash punch activation, but he missed it, right? And that was a pretty pivotal moment. Instead, he just got raw activation. And that takes away a lot of the potential damage that could have been on the board for G, right? Because if you're going into a blocked mix off of like V trigger, you're plus how many frames, right? You're still gonna get, you know, either a normal, a command grab. That's where the schmix gets started, right? But he didn't even get to present that at all. That could have led to a huge momentum shift for the likes of Smug, and that wasn't the case, unfortunately. So we're going to see how he kind of picks himself up going into the next match. Hopefully we don't get to see those kind of awkward scenarios again, but it happens in the online realm.
Most definitely, yeah. And we'll see. Oh, he's actually going to the Balrog, the tried and true, the throwback. What we all knew Smug for in Street Fighter V originally, of course, playing Dudley in Street Fighter 4. Right, always been a big fan of the boxers. Been showing out with this character for mad long.
So this is what I kind of want to see. Oh yeah, V-Skill 2.
Nice. Oh. Yeah, of course, V-Skill 2 does allow Balrog to get the dash punch out without charging it. So, you know, the dash punch becomes even more of a threat than it already was.
You know how I said if he picked Balrog, it'd be a lot harder? I'm a liar. I'm a blatant liar. V-Skill 2 Balrog? Whole different story. Hold that. My bald head has to hold that. That's ridiculous.
He definitely made it look easy in that first round, but you know, the type of competitor and the caliber of competitor that Shine is, he's not gonna go down without a fight. Oh, great anti-air and connects, huge damage on the anti-air. My goodness.
Hey, this is Street Fighter V's new season, okay? This is V-Skill 2. I was not ready. I was not ready. Oh, D. Oh, D. Smuggles. Smuggles. Let me write you a DM with my apologies, sir. That's well deserved. Hey, you know, V-Skill 2 is pretty good. That damage is off the charts. And even if it were blocked, you're still fine.
Dude, not only was it a damage off the charts, that was off a freaking anti-air, bro. Like anti-air damage like that. I mean, that's something that G has, right? Like anti-air damage like that. But to see it out of Balrog, for you to get punished for more than half your life bar for jumping, oh man, it feels good.
That's nasty. That's so nasty. Yo, charge it up. Okay. A lot more offensive pressure coming from Shine. He does not want to get V-Skill 2 started from the likes of Balrog, but he's going to get it anyway off of that an ender.
The pace of these matches have just been completely different since he chose Balrog. Finally starting to slow it down a little bit. Oh, the low. Ooh, no buttons can be pressed without getting punished. Smuggles.
Footwork. He got the low medium kick, backed away, crouch jab with punish. Just speaking of punishes, the sweep getting the roundhouse. Nice work there from Smuggles. Look at that match point.
Oh nice.
No. Try to stop me. Man, I love the Dempsey roll startup, dude. It's so satisfying.
The Dempsey animation is one of the best in the game. Oh. Break the glass, mad damage. Oh, bionic. There we go. Oh.
Shine's eliminated.
Smug. Wow,
Shine.
Incredible, devastating play from the Balrog, brother. Like, you got to do nothing once he brought the Balrog out. That was wild. Any type of button, any type of offense that Shine tried to mount was completely stuffed. Holy wow.
I gotta throw my Balrogs up in the chat for that one. I messed up. Listen, Balrog V-Skill 2, I'm speechless, man. That was sick. That was absolutely ridiculous. The pace of the matches, where you mentioned it best, it was kind of wildly, right? Shine had to get in there and force the offensive pressure, because if not, you're gonna get this V-Skill charge, and if you can't stop that, you're gonna see a lot of damage.
I don't know why this popped into my brain, but recently, I would say probably like I guess it'd be a while ago now, because it was before quarantine. There was an A Boogie with the Hoodie album launch on Twitch, where Yipes and Smug were there, and Smug was interviewed by Academics, one of these like figures in the hip hop community, and was like, "Hey, what if A Boogie defeats you here?" And Smug was like, "That's not gonna happen." He just constantly said that to the mic. He's like, "But off the off chance he will, it's not gonna happen." right? And the confidence of Smug, you see, he's just one of our favorite players, one of the most entertaining, and that confidence translates to whoever he's playing against. And it's just incredible to see him do that work with Balrog. Oh, and we're going to see more Balrog right now because the next matchup is going to be Brian F versus Child. Balrog mirrors.
I'm about it. I'm about it. Child 233, again, you mentioned very highly skilled Balrog player whom you've been following as well. I've only seen like a handful of matches. I might be wrong, and I've probably seen him.
I think you're wrong about your own recollection of the man. I'm pretty sure he's been around for a while. Yeah, pretty sure.
I'm old, dude. I'm getting
That's
old.
that's why you should know.
I'm so old now.
Or maybe it's just the memory going, I guess. You know, you can only keep so much up in the brain at one time.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, while we have you, hey, don't forget to register for the Asia, Southeast, South America, and European West online events coming up this year. June and in July. You guys want to make sure to take full advantage of that. As again, these are auto qualifier spots into the Capcom Cup. A pretty huge deal.
Exactly.
And I can't wait to see you know, who they have for the UK side of things.
All right. So I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, everyone, that I said Balrog mirrors because we got no Balrogs. So I'm a big liar. We got G versus Gil, which I am very excited about, actually. I love seeing some Gil. I love G as well. I know a lot of people don't, but I'm always a big fan of watching the characters. So we're going to see who actually devastates their opponent harder because these are two characters that pack a huge punch.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see some Gil matches in general this year of the CPT. I was really excited to see how this character is going to be fleshed out because of the potential that he has is through the roof, right? Being able to juggle between routes depending on what V skill, V trigger you have, being able to check how often you could stun somebody with these ice reset mix-ups. But I feel like V trigger 1 is the way to go with the flame side, right? I feel like that's what's been going on for majority of the Gil players, excuse me.
Indeed, he does have the V-Trigger 1 for himself, and we can see Brian F going with the standard stuff, right? V-Trigger 1 and V-Skill 1 are just so good from G, we hardly ever see anybody kind of shy away from it. V-Trigger already locked and loaded for Child, though, right? The 2-bar V-Trigger advantage.
Oh, big. You hate to see that kind of thing happen. When it comes to G, eating a raw jumping fierce, you're going to have pretty bad indigestion.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely not edible. It's gonna be real bad going through your intestines.
Oh, dang. Okay, well, I mean, it wouldn't have led to big damage, but it would have at least led to a tackle into Oki. I wonder if Child like anticipated Brian F going with the Balrog pick, right? I mean, obviously it would have been blind, so maybe that's what's been going on through Child's mind. Oh, retribution.
We have always iced up, but yeah, Brian F waking up with the buttons, able to get rid of that, and then just the wheel kick off the activation does catch him. Jump though, so he flipped out of that meaty jab. Was not quite meaty enough.
That is quite funny. They are going with their Balrog counter picks, indeed.
That's so smart. Oh, view reversals from a long distance right there could have been punished.
So now the question is, whoever loses this match, do they still stick with this character?
I think they do.
Yep.
Right now, we might get it to round 3. Child does have a life lead here, but Critical R is on deck from Brian F. No V-Trigger available.
Oh, the full-on tackle! That would have been, I mean, like, if Brian F had blocked that, he still had V-reversal. So I'm kind of curious as to why Child went for it. But hey, man, the Hail Mary, it sometimes works out.
Yeah, most definitely. Catches them, trying to take to the skies. Oh, the slow, nice adjustment from Brian, but even better adjustment from Child with the dash up crouch fierce.
He's playing like a man. That's for damn.
That was actually incredibly good. Ooh, and he gets the cross up. A little bit of damage, but he gets another knockdown from it. Nice
the sweep! Oh, the other kind of sweep. The low dash punch into activation. What?
Uh-oh. He spent all his resources trying to get Brian F off of him. Brian is still there, a little bit of V-Trigger available. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he jumped out. What is going on? That was so haywire from Child. Oh no. He went for what? Back roundhouse? What happened?
Yeah, my man gave in to the wild nature of things right there, right? He's like, all right, we're playing online. I'm gonna super, I'm gonna jump out. I'm not gonna take whatever you're trying to give me as G. But you know, Brian F just kept it a little bit too tight for him, because even though we saw a lot of the like meaty jab attempts or like these light buttons that were coming out for Brian, we're catching Child either backdashing or jumping, right? A lot of air flip outs. But even with that, Brian was still prepared to continue his momentum and continue his turn despite those flip outs. So very well done. Always great awareness from Brian as per usual as we get into an immediate rematch, right? Nobody changing characters here.
I mean, like, I don't blame him. I had to ask you that question because, I mean, if Child went to what he's familiar with, which is Balrog, I mean, he's running into the counter pick, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I think at this point, both players are kind of locked into their decisions.
Oh, yeah!
I was hoping we were going to start seeing the parry, right? He did pick that V skill too.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, at least a side switch for him.
On the other side. Checking with the forward roundhouse. That is punished too.
Oh, we tried for a big low. Yeah, the crouch medium kick. You know he wants that V-trigger activation, but he's trying to wait for it to be on hit, and it's the wheel kick from Brian. He's like, I'm activating my V-trigger and just doing something, brother. I'm not going to wait till I hit you.
Brian F looking at match point against Child, 233. Big jumping again.
Yeah, remember, y'all, this is for top 8 losers. This is the second round of our top 16. Oh, stuff. The crouch medium push into the EX.
Oh, mistimed it. Just ever so slightly. I thought he was going to at least land the medium.
Oh.
Kind of a troublesome moment here for Brian.
Wow.
No, I lied!
Overhead? Wow.
That was sick. That was so disgusting.
Brian F. How many tricks you got in that book bag that G's carrying, my friend?
A ton. An encyclopedia full. He's got the whole thing. The whole catalog, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good, he doesn't need to use the rifle on his back.
Mm-hmm.
He's that confident.
G has graduated from hunting ducks to hunting gods. Gil is down. Brian F going to be in top 8 loser side of NA East Capcom Pro Tour 2020. Well done from Brian F.
Very solid cleanup there from Brian F, honestly. I mean, there were some sides of Child where it looked like he was kind of nervous. There was an instance where he could have got, you know, a big comeback in the first game, a second or third round. I was looking forward to him going into like sweep into V-trigger, but it just fumbled. I feel like I want to see the potential of Child, right? He's got it this far into the losers round 2. I feel like there's plenty more that he could have done, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. Brian F is moving on into the top 8, so he's not going to be playing anymore until tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, and one thing I want to highlight about the Child, like just his performance, right? He was also forced into a character that he's not as comfortable with, right? The Gil. He, you know, it's the luck of the draw. It's just how tournaments play out sometimes, right? That's part of tournament play, is who you get matched up with player-wise and who they play as their character. And we saw both players starting off with their Balrog counter picks, right? They're like, we don't want to play Balrog up against somebody that we know has a counter pick ready for it. And again, Child would rather not switch to Balrog and play into that matchup and then have to try to win twice in a matchup he doesn't want to play. So big ups to Child, right? Still performed very well, made it to top 16, one match away from getting in the top 8 losers. So you know that has to at least build some confidence going into NA East 2 in a couple of months from now.
Now you have to find the counter pick to the counter pick, right? As soon as you see that kind of info presented, what are you going to do about G? What character are you going to play against G? You know, but we'll get into that conversation another time. We have Koshuk going up against Hoji. Now, I've probably been butchering his name, but I definitely won't, you know, when it comes to Kage. Kage is very easy to pronounce, nice and easy. I'm going to call him Kage going forward. But hey, it's going to be Kage versus Cody in the hands of Hoji's Cody. Hoji Cody is pretty different.
Hoji Cody.
Cody.
Yeah, he's definitely, I mean, an incredible player. We saw the sways on display, and we're going to see even more, I'm sure, in this set. So let's see how Hoji handles the Kage. We'll see what type of matchup experience he has up against the character as well.
Oh, that was deep.
Yeah, that was a good start from Koshuk already. Nice, the max range sweep there, getting the crush counter. Hoji already responding. That's something that I think Hoji, like one of his characteristics, he does not get bullied. He's like, from any type of space, he's ready to hit the buttons. He has a very good spacing to go along with that. So a lot of the time when you're in a scrambling situation, you're getting clipped by that light kick or the medium kick or whatever have you.
Dang, if that landed on the other side, I would have been like pretty ecstatic about that.
Yeah. All right, he does let him get, yeah, the heavier version of the, I forgot what that's called, the kick from Kage.
Axe kick.
Axe kick. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, I always mix that up with like G having a wheel kick and then Kage having the axe kick. That was too close for comfort. Damn, the sway. That's the thing though. When you see a red fireball from Kage, there is significant startup to it. No matter if it's the light, medium, or heavy, there's a startup to it that has like a specific animation, and Hoji is absolutely ready for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hoji's anticipation and reactions react to things much faster than the fireball, right? So he's gonna be able to sway that consistently, but he does get caught reaching here. Koshuk trying to do some teaching. He's got the stun. What's gonna be next? All right, just gonna take the full damage, optimal combo. Oh, overhead wasn't meaty enough to get a combo off of Sway. How?
He ain't doing the education. Oh. And that's fine. Yeah, defensive defensive V trigger usage using the V reversal.
Ooh, it ended up taking the rock and then the scrambling situation with a wake up jab. Well done from Koshuk right there. I actually like that defense up against Cody in that situation.
Yeah, always being prepared to check the dashes too. Cody, I mean, like, I don't know if he has like an above average dash, but it's kind of tricky to catch sometimes. I will admit that.
Ooh, the cross cut. Wow, here's the EX Zonk.
He tried to go for an anti-air, but a little too late. Look at the damage. He's bleeding. One more for stun. Get off.
Yeah, V reversal. Oh, and then he neutral jumps the Zonk. Great awareness from Koshuk right there. No anti-air attempt. No go. Goes directly into the super. Gonna be full cinematic. That means full damage. Very nice.
He's just gonna back away now. One red fireball. Oh, the rock says. The rock says. Oh no! Again? Speak to him.
Talk to him. Oh, you can see it. As soon as he sees any type of fireball, he's like, I'll sway it just real quick. It has a lot of quick recovery, so by the time the red fireball gets there, he can bounce it back anyway.
Or he'll just hit the fireball away too if he could.
Oh no!
Oh, you can't do that. That's illegal. You can't do that. I didn't mean. Listen, I freaked out. Chat, I freaked out a little bit. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
Just absolutely masterful spacing that time from Hoji, right? It's a common setup that Shotos like to do, right? You put the fireball out. If your opponent's in that range where if they jump the fireball, they get DP, that's beautiful for you. That's exactly what you want. But Hoji was on the exact edge of that scenario and actually was able to land safely. Koshuk's DP whiffs, and I mean, that's going to be the round and game.
It was just a little bit off, though. Just a little bit.
Oh, barely, for sure. Like, super close.
I apologize for that noise. I panicked a little bit. But damn, Hoji with a ton of damage and the stun already. Look at that match point. I'm telling you, man, this guy is like the up-and-comer to watch.
Oh, the DP just jumps to the other side.
Oh no, he's shook. Ringe, he's so shook right now.
He definitely is. Hoji has all the momentum, and there it is, the sway into the punish. Stun is there. Oh my goodness, you're gonna survive this combo. No, you're not. Hoji taking it 2-0 over Koshuk, moving on in the top 8 losers bracket. I mean, that's what we expected out of this man, right? An incredible Cody player. He's been on a complete tear this season, and I'm glad we're gonna see him in top 8 tomorrow.
Whew, yeah, I'm all about it, but damn, that was a bus ass. I gotta say it as it is. Like, listen, now Koshuk had some great moments in the first game. Up until the last part where he faltered with one misplaced Dragon Punch. Now, I could tell where the mentality kind of crumbled because we saw what happened in the final game. It was just a complete wash from Hoji there on out. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that Koshuk kind of got shook towards that final action he took in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to, right? Because one of the things that Cody's sway really does is prevent you from autopiloting, even in situations where you're like, okay, my autopilot is okay, right? Because this is like a very nuanced situation where I'm not autopiloting the entire game plan. I'm just like going to my usual answer in this flowchart for the situation, which is good. However, Cody and the sway and Hoji blows all that up. Any type of thing that you feel is usually safe to do is no longer safe to do. And we saw Hoji punish people time and time again. Anytime you watch this man, he's going to take people out of their comfort zone exactly that way that he just did to Koshuk. Incredible.
Yeah, absolutely excited to see him move on into the top 8 and see him more so tomorrow. We do have 2 more matches available in the loser's side. We have Burkish versus KnuckleDo, CJ Truth versus Smug. But before we get into that, we highly encourage you guys to hydrate yourselves, get some snacks to replenish. We're going to take a quick break as we round up the top 16 here at the Street Fighter Online, the NA East for the Capcom Pro Tour. We'll be right back after this break.
If you have ever wondered why you keep getting a counter hit in certain situations, then one way is probably via the frame trap. A frame trap is when you perform an attack to put pressure on your opponent, then go for another attack right after the animation ends. If the opponent tries to attack between the 2 moves, then you will earn a counter hit. The first move in the sequence can visually seem punishable, but is actually advantageous on block. This can apply to both normal attacks and special attacks. The standard way to do a frame trap in Street Fighter V is by going for a move that is advantageous on block anyway, and then follow up with a move that is reasonably quick. A frame trap is basically like doing a link, but with safe moves. Let's take Nash for example. When he does crouching hard punch on block, and presses standing medium punch afterwards, if the opponent tries to challenge between the 2 moves, then the standing medium punch will connect as a counter hit. This is what a frame trap looks like. If the opponent gets hit by the crouching hard punch, then Nash can link into the standing medium punch and it becomes a combo. Learning how to frame trap and being able to identify what a frame trap is super important in fighting games. And every character in Street Fighter V has a few pressure sequences which are actually frame traps. So you need to delve deep into the science of Street Fighter V to know how each and every character's frame traps work. Every character has at least 2 special moves in Street Fighter V. A projectile, an uppercut of some sort, a strong but rapid aerial attack. Special moves are unique moves that help define a character. Some moves are pretty straightforward to execute, whilst others come with a bit of difficulty. Similar to normal attacks, special attacks have 3 different versions: a light version, a medium version, and a heavy version. And just like normal attacks, special moves also play a huge role in fighting games. They can be used at the start of a sequence, to catch the opponent off guard in a particular situation, but they mainly are used to end combos. In Street Fighter V, these moves can help one obtain victory. Outside of the game, some special moves have an everlasting effect on us.
Welcome back, everybody. Big ups to Jammers for another sick tutorial. Man, I never get tired of those, honestly. Vicious here with Ringe to round out the rest of the top 16 here for the east side of North America. We do have, in our last few matches, KnuckleDo going up against who now? Do we even have the bracket? I was going to wait there to throw into the bracket. There it is. Burkish and KnuckleDo going up against CJ Truth and Smug. It's not a tag team. I said it incorrectly, but those are the last 2 matches. That would be sick, right? A 2-on-2. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But we do have Burkish and KnuckleDo. This one's pretty exciting. Again, so I forgot who was setting the pace earlier in terms of like the matchups. I think it was Brian F in that pre-show interview where he said KnuckleDo has a hard time a little bit against Urian players, saying that Nemo was his demon, if I'm not mistaken. So hey, guess what? He's playing up against a very competent Nemo player.
A competent Nemo player? Is that what you just said?
Yes, that's right. There's no Urians on the board anymore. He turned into Nemo because if you take a look, he's got the full-on suit. This character is not Urian. It's Nemo.
That's
Oh,
true.
well,
That's
if you
true.
put the tracksuit on him, it's Urian. But that doesn't count. It's a full-on Nemo. You have to say it that way.
I mean, this character has definitely become synonymous with Nemo throughout Street Fighter V, right? And I think Burkish actually does play a little bit like Nemo himself, right? He has no fear in his heart. He's ready for the dash, shove, crouch fears. He's down to do whatever it is to take you out of your comfort zone. So we're going to see if he can do that to KnuckleDo, but KnuckleDo, of course, bringing out one of his plethora of characters, being the Cammy.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too, with KnuckleDo. He's just got such a plethora of characters. You can't just stick him to one. Like, I can't say playing the KnuckleDo, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's got Cammy, he's got G, he's got Armika, Guile.
And Burkish just takes the safe route so far, right? A couple of Batista bombs here and there. Oh, a third one, matter of fact. The stun bar is slowly building up for the Batista bomb, and that's going to be a stun. And I think that's going to be the kill. Yes, the enhanced. Oh, 3 in a row. Word, triple plasma dream right there.
Jeez, no reload on that one at all. My man had so many bars left just in case, too. That's so funny how we used to see like tackle combos in the corner and third strike. Now we see fireball juggles in Street Fighter V. My, how he's evolved. I like seeing that.
Ooh. Wow, he actually caught him landing. Burkish just gets completely rushed down in round 2, and it's going to be a quick final round in game 1.
That's what I like to see. KnuckleDo immediately firing back on all pistons and just going forward past Burkish. I like that. Just hitting through the body. Damn, that was deep. And the other side, what a dive kick.
Yeah. Able to dodge the EX headbutt, still clip him as well. Oh, the fierce with the fireball afterwards. -2 on the EX tackle. Or -4 now, I believe. My bad.
And I like that neutral jump attempt from Burkish, right? But KnuckleDo reacted with an air-to-air rather than committing to the dive kick. And look at the confirm. One more for stun. He's got it.
Got caught reaching. And KnuckleDo been teaching folks a long time, my friend. Critical art. One up to a former Capcom champion in his own right.
It's the daddy power-up, man. The guy, he has to teach the youngins. He knows his responsibility now.
KnuckleDo daddy.
Now listen, A couple of the reads he had on Burkish were pretty solid in terms of what he forced him to do on defense, right? He thought he was going to be punished for that one dive kick scenario. And I'm going to keep talking about this scenario. If you can't track down Cammy as to when she wants to dive kick, you're going to have a hard time, period.
Yeah, for sure. Again, KnuckleDo has been doing a great job really abusing that air game that Cammy has, whether it be a dive kick or then just going with the regular jump to throw Burkish off. Burkish does have the corner situation, but a quick activation now could turn the tide.
Oh, it's so sneaky with the covert ops mission. She's a member of Stars. Throwing him back in the corner. Here we go.
Oh, EX knees. Oh my goodness. The meaty and counter hits that medium punch. Whole lot of damage. Batista bomb with enough. Of course, the low life on Cammy.
Glass cannon indeed. Man, I wish Urian had like a Tyrant outfit. Or a Nemesis outfit at that.
He has Wesker. The Wesker outfit is really good.
That is true. Yeah, you bring it back to the original mansion. Okay, that does work out.
Oh. Baited, even with the spike, still completes the combo.
Oh, nice tag. Okay. Narrowly avoiding the stun. Side switch, you know it. 50-50.
Oh, we just held up forward. KnuckleDo so smart.
That was the sickest reset from Burkish. That was absolutely godlike, but KnuckleDo with the response. What's a god to a non-believer?
This is what he's looking like right now. Wow! He ended up hitting the dive kick. That's that medium push. What in the world? Oh, the EX headbutt on the dive kick. That last bit of V-trigger. Burkish knew what he was looking for. Holy smokes. Wow.
That's cold. That was cold-blooded, dude. My man said, none of my stuff is working. I gotta go back to my basics. EX headbutt.
Man, that up forward was so impressive out of KnuckleDo though. I remember one time it was at like some Red Bull Battlegrounds, I think in like 2017, like the finals. And I was watching a KnuckleDo match and he was getting pressured super hard in the corner and he just jumped out. And I went up to him after the match. I was like, why did you just jump out like that? He was like, I didn't want to be in the corner. You know, that's as simple as it is sometimes.
He's not thinking about the mix-up. He's like, I'm bound to get hit, just not here.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Like, I'm just trying to get out of this corner, whatever, bro. But just like it did then, it worked at the Battlegrounds. He's just an expert at jumping out of the corner.
Oh, catching the violet knee drop right in the face. You know what's really interesting about that? I feel like it was almost intentional. It wasn't EX. He got hit just a little bit, but he still retains this corner positioning.
Ooh, the regular wake-up headbutt again.
Oh, we trying to get control here. Oh, tippy taps.
Here we go again. Oh, EX still lands on it.
He grabbed the normal! He grabbed the normal! Did you see that low medium kick come up on the start?
I'm telling you, he had the signature stocked. He had the Batista bomb ready. That's a finisher, my man.
Man, don't you love to see, like, back in those in some of those like high octane matches, like the high profile matches, you see signature moves at least like 3 times? I love those, man.
See, oh, and that's a signature from KnuckleDo and Cammy right there, right? The
no,
standby kick walk back. That's unfortunate, hugely unfortunate.
Reset, coral punch.
Oh, try for review. Oh, yeah, V reversal, I have to imagine.
Oh, that was so awkward. That was such an awkward exchange because of how he hit. So he swept. KnuckleDo swept. Burkish went for the right punish, but I feel like he didn't have enough mirror to get another bounce back, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, the jump back roundhouse. Oh, but wait a minute, the EX knees. Man, this is quite the deficit for KnuckleDo. And just a raw overhead in the 4-me and punch anti-air. Oh, another raw overhead. Wow, and the trade on the jump, it actually stuns, and Burkish is going to be moving on the top 8 loser side.
No way. It's as if Brian F. called it. Wow, wow, the classic.
Wow, and then the frame 1 transition into the ad slides. Yo, production is on point right now. I see you. I see y'all. But yeah, Burkish able to take it. I mean, you mentioned Brian F. talking about how Urian does pose problems for KnuckleDo, especially online. And I mean, that's what we saw right there. Burkish able to turn up the pace, and he outputs so much damage on Cammy's low health body, right? So because of that, I just think you get less chances, and Burkish made the most out of the opportunities he did get. Incredible stuff.
Absolutely ridiculous, man. Burkish kind of proving that theory that Urian really is like one of KnuckleDo's, like, against poisons or banes, right? It's just been a problem for a while, and it's honestly it's cool to see players rise up to the occasion like Burkish though, who haven't really gotten that many chances. But in the online realm, this guy is really putting in that work. But either way, shout outs to KnuckleDo as well. I mean, he could have easily changed up characters if he wanted to, but that was like the character of choice, right? Cammy's still looking pretty clean out there. There was just one slight mishap that he had in that last round. But either way, it was a solid showing from KnuckleDo all across the board, and we're looking forward to seeing him compete even more at the next NA East qualifier. So shout out to you, KnuckleDo.
Yeah, I mean, big ups to both of our competitors for sure. Burkish, you know, he's been, I would say he's trying to break through that plateau, right? He's kind of hit like a placings plateau, I guess I would put it. And it's with this, he kind of burst through that. And in general, Burkish has just been on the rise for quite some time now. So big ups to him doing well. And of course, nothing to take away from KnuckleDo. We all know that KnuckleDo is still the type of player that can beat literally anybody in Street Fighter V. He is that damn good. So big ups to KnuckleDo competing in this online realm. And I'm sure he'll be back for NA East too. And it would be a damn shame to not have him in Capcom finals. So I'm hoping that he does eventually get a W under his belt. But that W will not be today. Burkish is the better man and will be moving on into top 8 loser side, which will be going down tomorrow, of course. But today in top 16, we still have one match left to go. I cannot remember off the top of my head, so I looked it up. It is CJ Truth versus Arise Smug.
Yes, sir. I do that all the time, man. You're cooling. You're big cooling. Let's take a look at the bracket and how it all went down, right? We got the losers side. Some pretty solid names up there. Prophet being one of them as well. Hoji still making it out too. Terrence was in the mix as well. Again, seeing some of these online competitors' names, I have to highlight them. You know what I'm saying? But it all came down to Brian F and Hoji making it out into the top 8 loser side. Burkish just barely making it out against KnuckleDo in that last instance. And now again, we have CJ Truth going up against Rise's own Smug. No PS4 crashes this time, or at least I hope. But it's gonna be pretty cool. Listen, we made that analysis, or I made that call out thinking, you know, Balrog is gonna be a tough match against Shine Zabuki. But I totally forgot about V-Skill too, brand new in the mix, and it's so good. It's so powerful. Really aesthetically and statistically.
Exactly. You know, we both Hajime no Ippo fans over here, you know what I'm saying? So any type of Dempsey role is going to be in a fighting game, I'm going to be hyped for it, you know?
100%. 100%. I'm going to get to the back of this queue. Excuse me.
I'm hoping we definitely get to see more Smug Balrog. Of course, I always like watching G as well. CJ Truth, one of the most talented fighting game players we also have in America. I mean, he's been competing since he was, what, like 12, 13 years old. You know, he's a full-grown man now. We've seen him come up from Street Fighter 4, do amazing in that game, do amazing in Street Fighter 5. He's just been one of our young, incredible talents that I'm glad to see has stuck with the fighting game community and stuck with Street Fighter and just have continued success.
Yeah, so CJ Truth is definitely one of those cats that kind of has a similar story to like Justin Wong, right? Started playing fighting games at a very, very early age and played like a handful of them. Shown his stuff at like what, 15, 16 when it came to his breakout performance in Street Fighter 4, and has made a household name of himself in Florida with Street Fighter 5, has appeared on the Street Fighter League and has put in some work in Season 2. Smug, you know, no slouch either, honestly. I think he has a very, very similar story. He started out both like very young. Both of these cats very, very young, both showing their stuff in Street Fighter League. But Smug, man, his work is so flashy. My man Dudley was the crispiest thing on the planet, you know, more so than burnt bacon, that's for sure. I'm telling you, this guy can cook. This guy can really cook. And you guys have quite the match before you. Again, CJ Truth versus Smuggles is going to be a great way to end this top 16. I'm excited. Y'all excited? Let me know in the chat.
I was going to say, I'm glad you said to end our top 16. This is our last match. This is a loser side match. One of these players is going to be going home. And again, each region is only getting 2 chances to compete and qualify for the Capcom Cup 2020. So, you know, everything is on the line here. You don't want to keep going and have to wait a couple more months for that one more opportunity. You want to knock it out now and solidify your spot. And we'll see who gets in the top 8 between these 2 incredible players right now.
Here we go. We did see the Balrog pick and the Cammy pick. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Delta Force Cammy?
Yeah, I was going to say.
You got the skates on? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I always forget what the name of that game is, where everybody was in rollerblades.
Dude, Nash was in that game too.
Yeah, he was. Cannon Spike.
Cannon Spike? Yeah, Delta Force. Whoops. Cannon Spike. There we go.
Yeah.
Man, Kyo be coming in clutch.
Mm-hmm.
Cannon Spike.
And we actually saw CJ Truth do this a lot in his first round match too, right? Where he would take a jab tick and then immediately walk back. We already see it being implemented here up against Smug. A lot of walk backs. We'll see if Smug can expose the legs.
Oh, okay. Big opening for Smug now. Lock him in the corner. Big whiff punish off the fierce.
Yeah,
activate time. Okay, this is kind of tough. Now he turns into a grappler, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. The V trigger 2 for Balrog, you can definitely get gripped.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Cammy, oh, nice. Going directly into the critical car. I was going to say, Cammy has so many horizontal special moves that are very fast. It's very hard to load up that V skill 2 on Balrog. Oh! Both players whiffing the throw.
Oh, no.
He gets it in there. Remember, he doesn't need the charge to get the dash punch now.
Oh, he's just walking up. He's at 10 seconds. Oh, no. That was whack. It was only kind of whack just because it skipped right when that happened. I don't know. I thought that was weird.
I was going to say it spiked as it showed that it was going to be the low rush punch, right? Like, that was so unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. Man. I wonder if he had time to actually, like, block that after that, like,
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, but man, Smug fighting out the box here in round 2, though. Definitely never going to go down without a fight.
Ooh. Oh, at the very end, the crouch fierce catches.
We saw success with that move in the first round, too. That crouch fierce from Cammy. Not biting on the dive kick. Oh, no, ended up staying on the front side. Oh, and CJ Truth puts him away. Wow, he even has the child prodigy tag. I'm telling you, man, this guy was coming out. You said 15, 16. My recollection is that it was like 12, 13. He was coming out to fighting game events, but I could be wrong. This man has been doing work for a long time.
I would say, like, probably for the Florida scene, you are absolutely correct. But the first time I saw him was like at Evo, and he was like, 15, 16.
Okay. This man been playing for a long time, bro. That's one of my favorite parts about the fighting game community is seeing all these young guys grow up and stick with it. Like Super Noon's another one, you know what I mean? Super Noon we saw come into Walnut Super Arcade when he was 13 years old. Now he's at Dragon Ball Fighters World Tours and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely dope to see these players progress and grow and just continue to do so well in their games.
No, I didn't mean to do that. Whew, I almost played off against CJ Truth. That would have been bad. That would have been absolutely bad. Whew. Okay, sorry. Anyways, so CJ Truth. Oh, you did the same thing. Ooh, yo, CJ Truth actually rated up on that one. I was actually pretty close.
We're good.
While we have you guys here, check out capcom.us/2020 survey to pretty much help improve what's been going on with Street Fighter and just, you know, Capcom in general, right? Everybody wants to hear your feedback and they're doing the best they can. You know, they've been the most receptive this year, but if you take a look back at other years, they've been pretty active in trying to hear your feedback more so than ever, right? So I mean, like, if you really want to get your voice heard, definitely check out the survey, fill it out, take the time to, and take it seriously. I've done so already. I've already kind of like voiced myself out there as much as I can on behalf of the community, and I highly encourage you guys to do so. All of your complaints right now, or all of the good things that they're doing that you feel right now in the chat, can be voiced into that survey to help improve the quality of this game.
Yeah, they got their ears open, they got their eyes open, as Lee Chung would say. Shouts to Lee Chung, man. Haven't had enough Lee Chung commentary in 2020.
Oh, for sure, man. We need to see him in there. We need to see him bring it back.
Now we got CJ Truth versus Smuggles. Again, this is our last match of today for top 16 to see who qualifies in that last spot in losers top 8 for tomorrow. Forward throw, CJ Truth picking up where he left off, right? Still all the momentum on his side. Huge life lead. Great confirm on that low forward. Medium kick.
So interesting. Yeah, we did see the switch up with Smug going into V skill 1 and V trigger 1. Oh, I kind of want to see how that plays off.
And we shall see.
Oh man, he has done a great job of just keeping Smug like way away from reaching at all, right? The medium kicks have been super clean. The neutral jumps on the reads, the dash punches have been fantastic. And look at that, walking in and out.
Brother. CJ looks like he has every read on Smug right now. Whether it be the stand medium kick, kind of stuffing it out, and then the crouch medium kick, stuffing the rush punch, the neutral jump on the rush punches. He just really knows the rhythm that Smug is playing at. However, that's why you got to switch it up. Oh, the crush counter is Smug, of course. Best believe.
Oh. Let's
Nah.
go. What a reaction. Great anti-air. Mistiming on the jump there from Smug. Tried to probably get a meaty or something, but either way, just slightly mistimed. Jump back jab, the classic. I love that.
Yeah, I love the crouch lights and then the jump back jab. Really making sure that he didn't pick anything that was too much of a risk. It's the lights. He only needed a bit of health to take down from him, so he stayed safe. Oh. Now in the corner, yeah, you can see the EX Hooligan just trying to get some space back.
Oh, yes. Nice buffer there from... Yeah, so CJ Truth knows exactly when Smug is trying to push forward. He got caught with a button, and he's caught with some death on the side. Yo, he's going to dash up, get this Oki, or even dash up and jump. No, double dash instead.
Oh, yeah, and Smug confident enough to throw taking that situation. And yeah, he knew that he needed something big to really bring himself back into the game, right? So CJ Truth ready with that counter hit jab right there. Not going to let him do any type of overhead shenanigans. No big haymakers to whittle that life down and bring him back into the game. Well done from CJ Truth right there. And I believe that was 2-0, right?
That was a solid duo at that.
Yeah.
Man, she got three jabs, by the way, Ringe. She what? Crouch jab, stand jab twice? Son, what do you mean? 3 life?
Be like that. That's the Cammy privilege.
Hey, so we have our top 16 all fully fleshed out. Our top 8 is now going to be happening tomorrow, by the way. We highly encourage you guys to check it out. I think we're going to take a look at the brackets, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully the producer can throw me the alley-oop. Can we get it? Boom, probably not. Oh, wait a minute. So we do have iDom and DR Mandrake sitting nice and pretty in the semifinals alongside MetroM and El Chocote in the winner's side of top 8. And for the bottom half, you just saw it. We have Brian F going up against Hoji, Burkish going up against CJ Truth. Man, it's actually wild. I can't tell who's gonna win, but him. I mean, it might be iDom. Let's be honest here, because iDom's a beast. iDom's a beast, and he's in winner's side. Statistically, he's got quite the route. But yo, losers bracket full of sharks. Full of sharks.
Absolutely. I mean, Brian F, Hoji, Burkish, CJ Truth, 4 incredible competitors, all going to be in losers bracket fighting for their lives. And as you mentioned, the defending Capcom Cup champion iDom in winners. He's going to have to deal with Mandrake, though, and that's not going to be an easy task to overcome. And then we got MetroM, the Vega, going up against Chocote as well. It's going to be a barn burner tomorrow. Definitely don't want to miss any of these matches. Every single one of them is going to be good. So thank you all today for tuning in at twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. But we resume, and in the top 8, we find out who actually qualifies for Capcom Cup. If it's somebody other than iDom, we'll also find that out as well tomorrow. So big ups to everybody that's tuned in today. Yeah, man, I don't know if we need to say anything else before getting out of here. I do want to shout out Combo Breaker. You know what I'm saying? They did come through with the hoodie today. So big ups to Combo Breaker sending it through. One of the amazing offline tournaments that we're missing this week, or this year, I should say.
I wasn't aware, but then, one of us had to go back home and change, and by back home, I mean into the closet. So Ringe beat me in the first of 5 for it. But it's cool. I got the Kenny Omega going on,
That's what I'm talking about. Always a big Kenny Omega fan. So yeah, man, it was an incredible day 1 of NA East. And again, each region's only getting 2 chances to participate, qualify for Capcom Cup. So this was the first half of NA East 1. We're gonna get the second half tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us. I can't wait for the matches tomorrow. Please come back right here to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. We'll see y'all then.